We're live.
Somebody once told me the
The
world is
world
gonna
is
roll
gonna
me.
roll me. Ain't the sharpest tool in
Tool
the
in the shed.
shed. It's luckily it doesn't matter if we get demonetized nowadays. And on that note, guys, welcome to my not my swamp. Welcome to TTTF.
The rabbit hole. The rabbit hole.
Welcome
You
to
know the
my
name, you
swamp.
know the place. Welcome to my swamp. What are you doing here? Um, it's me, your boy, the daddy of the entire dungeon tonight. Uh, I'm about to take I'm about to take these guys on an amazing adventures, and you guys have the opportunity to watch and enjoy and comment and judge. We don't care what you judge, but you can do it if you want. Um, so probably judging for anybody who's coming back and understands, you probably realize that if I'm running the game, we are jumping straight back into the Final Expanse. I say straight back in as if it hasn't been like 5 weeks since we played, but that's not the point. That's not the point. All right, we're going to go ahead and introduce our characters. Nah, just kidding. If you want to see that, go back and watch some of our other stuff. You know who we are at this point. So, obviously, a quick shout out to all the relevant systems and relevant people that we're using: Incarnate, Roll20, Tabletop Audio, all of these guys, all the players and everything, and you guys, the fans who are watching, because that's fantastic. Unless you guys have any other announcements, things you want to say, songs you want to sing, businesses you want to plug.
Not at the moment. Ready to rumble.
Well, that's what I like to hear. In that case, I think we'll just probably kick back in. Go over here. Go over here. We'll probably just kick back in with a quick little recap as to where we're at and where we stand, because I'm sure you guys have forgotten everything, right?
No.
We found the dragon's hoard and we killed a bunch of mind flayers.
Yeah.
And we level up to level 20.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
And
remember
now you're off to fight Palo, the god of the sun.
Yeah.
Sick.
Because
We
you can.
killed Raw last episode, and then we had a little beach episode because we always need the power of the sun to power a entire beach episode.
That's it. But once it turned tonight, you realize, holy shit, how am I meant to tan in the sun? So you're like, fuck it, let's just go and kill the other sun god.
Yeah.
So anyway, now that Twigs has killed Ra, Axel has fucked Odin, and 14 has, I guess, fallen into existential crisis with like Toth or something. We'll kick back in with a real recap as to where we were in the Final Expanse. So it's probably been about what, guys? Just over a week since the Battle of Archmore, since the defeating of Rakota, and since the death of Gorbrot and Grin. Our party have traveled onwards on their adventure, eventually finding themselves on the ocean, the floating ocean in the sky, Ralva. Axel and 14, realizing that they needed, with the insight of an echo, realized that they needed a little bit more residuum, have decided to stop there and work out a way to do so. Upon doing that, they managed to meet Twigs, as well as Valera, the leader of the Neowai tribe, the tribe that resides in there. And were tasked with heading to the tomb of Pilikfas to find a long-lost prophecy which may explain the strange happenings and strange shifts within the elemental world. So, upon meeting some odd characters, eventually jumping in a boat reeled by eels, they found themselves at the island of this tomb, the only island to fabricate itself upon Ralva. They dove deep into this tomb. They managed to befriend a petrifying cyclops who literally destroyed their own eye to save his new best friend Axel. They hastily jumped at another person that they met in there, starting a pretty intense fight within the bottom. This was all after reading the prophecy, retrieving the sword, watching the entire tomb collapse in and itself. And amongst that chaos, giants turned to parrots, rocks turned to turtles, 14 turned angry, and we've eventually found ourselves upon the surface as you guys were escaping the collapsing tomb. As you guys rose out into the afternoon sun, which is now a little hotter, a little more piercing as it just gets a little lower in the sky, the waves and tides were crashing a little bit more dramatically. You watched as the mud and the sand and the sludge began to form and animate upon its own. These threatening creatures began to rise, and as you prepared to take them on, they were obliterated by the water itself, seemingly with intention, seemingly with force, as this unnatural streams of the ocean came out, destroying them, before a creature, a person, revealed themselves. Blue of skin, long flowing cloak, dreadlocks that fall around, framing its face, made of pure water that seems to wrap and flow within itself, holding a pretty intense presence as they rise from the water before landing on the shore in front of you, meeting. The final words in the session before they left you were, as they approached you, was directing at all of you, but a little specifically aiming more at 14 with his new toy. He said, "I believe you have something that belongs to me. Nostrada," as he looks down at 14's sword. And that is where we will pick right back up. So as the tension slowly begins to rise, and as this blue figure begins to approach you, I guess there's a moment of silence.
14 is gonna take a couple steps back and clutch the sword.
Look, I can feel a bit of tension rising here. I'm not here to fight you. You folk don't look like you're ready for a fight. I'm merely a simple mage. Well, simple's a wrong way to put it, but a mage none. Regardless, let me introduce myself. My name is Clomaka. There's a prestige when he says his name, a confidence and arrogance as he displays himself during this introduction. The last remaining water genasi, and one of the many pillars of the world. And in the spirit of introductions, who are you?
Twigs do it well, as Twigs is leaning back in the back of the boat and still smoking his joint.
Right, Twigs, nice to meet you. You're flaming hot, aren't you? I can feel the boil from over here.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, expected that response.
Well,
14 is gonna stand up straight and just say, "I am 14, Gen 1.
Well, a bit more pride in how you said that, huh? So it's lovely to meet you, 14.
and my name is Axel.
Xorius. A fellow blue folk. Love the colour, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, ladies go nuts for it.
Disgusting.
Says the grey man. Look, I might come on a bit strong there, but in all fairness, I did take away the threats around you. It just happens that you guys seem to be holding on to my next piece of research, as he points at the sword that 14 seems to be clutching.
Finders keepers.
Oh. I can tell you now, that sword is dangerous. It radiates evil. I don't know if you can feel it, but if you can't, then I think it might be a bit better in my hands than yours.
What better hands than a fucking Gen 1, right?
Gen 2.
Fair point.
No, I'm just playing with you, mate. It's alright. I'm sure Gen 1 is excellent. Plus, you look prime for a Gen 1. You're in well good shape, innit?
Yeah, things happens. You know, Gen 1, I'm only 4 years old, really.
Aye,
But
that makes no sense.
this sword, though, it's very enticing.
And very dangerous.
It's offered me power, and I need some.
Sure it has. Has it offered it for free?
Not quite.
Right. Well, I have to say, I do thank you for retrieving it. Something that my half-orc companion seemingly could not achieve. By the way, did you see Doggerel down there?
No.
Roll me a deception check.
I don't know the name.
Would Twigs be
What?
putting two and two together though?
Yeah.
Then deception will do.
Natural 5 for a 4. No.
Right. I see. Sort of a look over all of you guys.
He didn't have an ID. He wasn't an orc, was he?
He was a half orc. You probably would have noticed him. He's like, yeah,
Might have
hi.
seen him. Might have seen
Go-
him, actually.
Yeah, gold tusks. Looks like he's killed a few people in his day.
Yeah, it was looking terrifying.
Aye. Sure.
Scared the shit out of me, and then yeah,
he nearly
started
killed
fighting,
us.
and yeah, he nearly fucking killed us.
That seems a bit opposed to his objective. He nearly killed you. You give
Yeah,
him a scare, give him a fright, did you?
might have a little bit.
Aye.
He didn't like the heat.
Well, I mean, I don't blame him. You look like a very hot character to be around, eh?
Oh, thank you so much.
As naturally a creature of water, it wasn't really a compliment.
Well, I take it as a compliment as a person of fire, right?
And you know what? I fucking respect that. Regardless, I think it's probably best that you taking the sword off your hands now.
Right, 14, hand it over.
He, for things, gonna look down at the sword, look up. It's like, how dangerous is this sword?
Put it into elephants.
14, roll me a persuasion check, really quick.
Natural 20.
Natural 20?
Yeah. Persuasion -1, 19.
Still a nat 20. Still a nat 20. You watch as Clomaker begins to introspect a little bit, looking you guys over after hearing that question, and almost, if he was sitting down, he would lean back as he turns and goes, dangerous is an interesting word. It's powerful.
If his
And
eyes
from
could
my
sparkle, they would.
they 14's eyes can sparkle. The dangerous part is it's not exactly the wielder's power, if you understand me. From what I know of Nostrada, that pretty red blade that you're holding in your hand, is it's not necessarily a sword you own, but maybe a companion you can work with. So it has its danger, but like any great power, it has its benefits also.
Is this a speech about with great power comes great responsibility and shit? Because I've heard it before.
I feel like I've heard that before as well.
Right.
It's like it's not a new one, is it?
No.
It's from that book Uncle Ben, right?
Yeah.
The only
I
Uncle,
don't even think it's a pocket series at this point.
the only Uncle Ben I know used to be a rice farmer.
Ah,
Yeah, I
Never
think
heard
he
of the book.
started as a rice farmer. Then he made some books that became real hits. And then he
God,
started
I
doing
really
the
need to go.
pockets.
I need to go catch up with fucking Uncle Ben.
Yeah. It was great books. There's a lot of pictures. I like that.
You know, I do really want that sword.
What can I do to keep it? I feel
That's
like
what I'm thinking.
this is
That's
the
what
kind
I'm
of power that
thinking.
I've been thinking of getting.
We can
or
try it.
looking for.
You can have my sword. And Twigs holds up his dirty ass scimitar.
I don't want that. You can keep
That's a
it.
shame. This is one of a kind.
It looks like it. That's
Yeah.
why I would never take it off your hands. It fits your aesthetic a bit more than mine.
Thank you so much.
I don't know why I feel the desire to see what that sword can do in action. It wasn't exactly my plan. I don't know if you could tell, but big, great, hefty blades, not really my strong suit. Wasn't planning to take it out into the field too much.
If you want,
But
I can test it, and then you can come and check up on anything that might have happened.
aye, sounds like famous last words before you walk off into the abyss and I never fucking see you again, right?
We'll send you a letter.
We need to work out.
I must stay at this plane for another couple of years at least.
Yeah, ditto.
Sounds like you folks have been jumping around a wee bit, eh?
Yeah.
Might say that.
I'll tell you what. I'd love to see it in action.
I feel like
So I'll
there's a
give you
but
two.
coming.
Oh, there is a but. I also want it. It's one thing to see such a powerful thing out in the world, you know, doing its right. That's a beautiful way to study, but to actually study is a different story. And I want that. How about we consider it on loan?
How do you mean?
Well, I'll give you this. And you watch as he sort of twists his hand around and then flings what looks like almost like a circle of water that seems to apparate out of nowhere. As it flings off to the side, it hits against what looks like an invisible wall before opening into a small black portal, pocket dimension. Sort of reaches in, pulls out a small booklet, and doesn't toss it to you, walks up to you, and hands that over.
To me,
Actually,
Fluffy.
to 14. And also, before walking over, also grabbed what looked like a small, like a small necklace with this small pendant on it as well. I give you these two. Now, this book is very important. Take it.
Fluffy will take it.
It's an
Hesitantly.
empty. It's an empty fucking notebook.
Okay, he'll take it.
You document your experience with the sword. I would say When anything relevant comes up, but minimum every second day. And in depth.
Okay. And if nothing happens,
Well, then it's going to be a pretty fucking book to read. But I'll find out relatively soon anyway, because I'd like you to take this. Handing you the necklace.
I'll take the
I'm not
necklace
going to
as well.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's so I know where you are at all times.
Like a tracking device.
What'd you say?
Like a tracking device.
Exactly. Like a tracking device. There's no way to sugarcoat it, you know, like that's what it is. I'll give you 2 weeks and I'll come and review. We can maybe see if this is working out. If it's not, I'll take the sword. If it is, we'll have another discussion.
Sounds
got
like
a
a
deal.
fucking deal.
He's got a deal. He's gonna reach out his 3-fingered hands. Time
Twigs
go
is gonna
for a
walk
handshake.
over and do the same.
You watch as Climax as a smirk comes across his face as he reaches out the hand and grabs yours, 14, and Twigs at the same time. You feel a spectral hand appear out of nowhere, almost looking like, once again, that same sort of translucent water that has barely any feeling as it reaches out and shakes yours as well.
Perfect. I shake it.
As you guys both get that handshake, he kind of looks over towards you, Axel, and gives you like a little wink on the side before
And
going.
petting
He's
the
scratching that.
petting the parrot.
Yeah. As he goes, I kind of like you guys, and I have no fucking clue why.
Me neither.
I got a great. I personally think I have a great fucking judge of character, and you guys are just, you got something, right? You know what I mean?
I think you suck at characters.
Mate, what?
Twigs is just an angry little man.
I'm
I
not
can tell
angry.
he's literally like the embodiment of fire, isn't he? He's gonna rustle your hair a bit.
Fuck off. He goes back to the boat, or the back of the boat, and lays
And
down.
after reaching under your hat and rustling it, you feel your hair is like wet.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He's a
Jesus
feisty little
Christ.
fucking thing, isn't he?
Shut the fuck up.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
This is not really how I expected this to go, but I think it was lovely to meet you folk.
Before you go, can you tell
Aye.
me what it is that you know about this sword? I don't really know anything else about from what you've said to me.
Yeah, I can kind of tell. But I see you feel its power and you're extremely drawn to it. I'm interested to see how that works out. I think you got a good bunch of friends, but to be honest, I just met you and I have no fucking idea. From what I know, I was hoping to learn more with a bit of study. Once again, I don't really want to sugarcoat it since I'm leaving it in your hands. It's its own entity. This sword has its own soul. So, you've sort of made a new friend.
Wow.
Or maybe a new enemy.
Well, you know what they say. A friend of my friends are my enemies. Wait, I got it wrong. Well, you know what I mean. Right.
I honestly, I think I don't know which one you should trust fucking more, this guy or a sword. Like,
Well, actually,
I think
Faustine is
you,
just like hyper focused on the story right now. He didn't pay attention to what you're saying.
and you know, it almost unnaturally the world, your peripheral and the world around you seems to like blacken and almost fog up as you begin to focus on the sword. It becomes the center of you as you feel this offering more and more. You feel, and after pointing it out as a separate entity, you feel its presence. It's not like an object. It's not like a item that you've been attuned to that is under your power. It's like another creature who seems to be attempting to strike. Actually, you know what? Roll an insight check
Attempt
On
to
the
strike
sword.
twigs.
on the sword. Yes. D&D guys.
14.
Well, the 14 is attempting to strike strike a middle ground, a deal with you. But with a 14, you can feel this sword has its own intentions, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
It has its own desires per se. It's a
Okay.
weird sensation when you realize that the object, a sword, a weapon, is not just an object, a sword or a weapon.
He's gonna be quite fascinated by this and
Hey,
happily curious. In a sense.
14, mate, you're right.
And he's gonna snap back. Yes.
Don't
Sorry.
take that necklace off, okay?
Okay.
If you do, I will still find you. It's just going to be more difficult and also remind me that you're trying to fuck with me. And if that happens, I will fuck you up and take the sword.
I respect that. That's Boris.
Is that an intimidation?
Is 14 asking that or is Tolly asking that?
Totally is. Like, I don't know.
That is an intimidation for sure.
How would? Oh,
If you would like to judge a response in a manner that you see fit, I can roll an intimidation check.
yeah. Please do.
Sure. I would say this is a character based thing, so you can choose an opposing role and how that works. But I'll give you an intimidation check to base something off.
Dexterity check.
I
just
that's out of
dodged.
the way of the intimidation. Yeah, exactly. Oh, nice try. Yeah, okay. You know. Okay. But the total for the intimidation check was a 17.
Okay.
I feel a little bit intimidated.
And I will say,
I think.
roll aside, there's a confidence within his own power. He made one hell of an entrance and seems to be holding himself pretty confidently.
Yeah, Fathine is gonna nod and it's like this necklace will not leave my neck unless I die.
Right? That's fantastic then. Well, I wish I had something, that would tell me if you die, but I guess I'll find out in 2 weeks, right?
Yes. I
Well,
guess so.
Twigs, Axel, 14. You got like a name or something?
I mean,
I just told him you're my name.
we
Twigs.
were the mismatch, but I mean,
What happened?
Rakota happened.
Can I roll and see if I know what Rakota is?
Yes, you can. You can roll a history. You can roll. No, this will be a religion check for you.
Why do I never pick religion? Not 20 for 22. Jesus Christ, you guys make that thing!
A nat 20 is an interesting roll for you. I would say, Twigs, in your past and throughout, I would say your time with the Neoahi, there's a lot of stories and things that are passed down through them, and a lot of texts and everything, and they talk a lot about the Neo's presence within the Great Consumption, and also that divine war that happened many centuries ago. And there is one tale. It's actually you first heard it in a song, and then was described in later depth as you began to ask more about it because of the intrigue about it, about the Neo that came together in this sort of huge battle as they represented this the sort of elemental side as the two lover gods of magic fought against this powerful entity that seemed to grow out of their control. And as this powerful entity tried to grab their own power and ascend to godhood, essentially, the two lover gods of magics put aside their differences and essentially banished this creature. You know this creature as Rakota. There's a genuine look of shock and then like contemplation and then a bit of respect from Clomaka as they go, Recorder. Aye. I felt that he was back. It's gone a bit dark after a while, huh? Who are you guys? And how the fuck did you get mixed up with that?
It's a long story.
Don't
It
fucking
is
look
kind
at
of a
me.
long story.
A long story for another day.
Right.
But let's just say Rakota won't bother us anymore.
Okay. I tell you what. I like your confidence. Regardless.
There's the proof, and I point at Axel's what's it called? Like the jacket, the House of the Hunt jacket.
The mark.
Yeah.
Clomaka looks at it for a second before whispering something, runs fingers a bit, and flicks towards as the eyes seem to like glow a little brighter, looking over the jacket, looking over you. You know what? I think that sword's actually in pretty good hands. I don't think there's finer folk to do some on-the-field research for such a thing. Impressive. Missed match.
And twigs.
And Twigs, right? You're not a part of it, mate. You're on the. You're just some sort of like.
Look, this is new news to me too, right? I had no clue.
I mean, we met him like 2 days ago.
We met today.
Today.
Yeah, you met today.
We met this morning.
Oh, right. Okay, you're fresh in the bunch then. So it's you
Yeah.
two that are the impressive one. This one's just. I don't know, you're keeping around for warmth or something. Look, alright, okay. I feel like I'm causing a wee bit of shit here. Regardless, couple things. I want to hear that story. Okay? I got a little idea of a few happenings happening around here. And it was on the radar. I want to hear that.
Yeah.
Twigs, mate, you should fucking maybe take some notes or something. These guys seem like I know what they're doing. So we'll have that chat in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, yeah.
Looking at you once again, specifically 14. 2 weeks. Take notes. Be observant. And don't die.
We'll see about that.
About which one? The taking notes or the don't die thing, right? Because I would prioritize taking notes. Don't worry about the take the notes first. At least if you die, you can get the notebook.
I'll end the bargain.
Well, looks like you guys had a rough time. Thank you for, I'm assuming, killing my companion down there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's alright. I'm not gonna lie. He was I kind of just hired him. You know, he had a good rep, but apparently not good enough. But on that note, you know, like I don't really have any use for this anymore, and opens up that portal again before grabs out a small chest and whatever, and then just kind of throws it on the ground. That was, I mean, that was the rest of his payment. Consider it goodwill for our new deal.
Ah,
All right, ciao, folks. And he just seems to walk off into the ocean,
ciao.
just casually, and just walks underwater.
Oh, that was fucking weird. Twigs jumps out of the boat and grabs the chest, checks inside. What's inside the chest?
It's not a huge chest. It's not too heavy, but there's a pretty fair amount of platinum in there.
Ooh.
How much platinum are we talking?
100 platinum.
What?
Yeah.
That is the genuine sound you hear from Twigs. What? When he opens the chest.
Thought so.
Right, so splitsies. 10 for you, 10 for you, and I'll keep the rest, right?
No.
What? Alright, look,
That doesn't
I'm a nice
seem
guy.
fair.
20, 20, and I'll get the rest.
You can get 34 and the rest of us get 33. Just to make it even.
Fair enough, right? Perfect. 33 for you,
Just because I'm nice.
2 for you, and he'll sub 2 platinum for 14.
Hello.
Fuck's sake.
Fine, you're driving a hard bargain. 33 for you too, right? Perfect. So, should we get this show on the road?
Yeah, you wanna sing to your little fish buddies again?
Yeah, that
That's
was the first thing I did. I already harnessed the eels when I arrived. I arrived a lot earlier than you guys.
Yeah.
Because I
And they
fucked
are
off his bird.
currently attached to the boat.
Ah, nice.
Do I
Well-
put location necklace in my equipment? I like what I'm wearing.
GPS.
Yeah, all right. You can write
GPS.
Clomucker's necklace. Yeah, you can write mobile GPS. No,
Cool.
or whatever is relevant, but it is given to you by Clomucker.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, right. Lads, let's fucking go.
Let's
I'll
go.
steer the boat. I will also cast the fucking druidic thing on myself to dry my hair.
Cool. Like sort of Druidcraft kind of vibe.
Yeah, exactly. So I will make a puff of wind. So I take off my hat and just let the wind blow through the hair, so you just see the hair moving a lot more. And it's just scruffed hair on top of his head. It's I've never done anything about it. It just looks cut in
Just
all
rough-
different.
rough hair.
rough and cut. Like
Slightly
there's no shape.
matted in some spots, that you
Yeah.
haven't touched in a bit.
Yeah, exactly. And it just rustles a lot more than the wind will in a bit.
And it's quite like, I imagine it's quite straw, like quite like bristle. It's quite straw-like, because I don't think you get it wet a lot.
Nope. It is very yeah.
Yeah.
Dry
So it's kind of
grass.
like
Yeah.
that as you rush across it.
Yeah, exactly.
I should say as you use your hand as a hairdryer.
Quick question: Is
Aye.
the ogre in the boat with us?
The ogre is a parrot.
Oh, right, he's the parrot. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
But there is one person currently looking at you weirdly in the boat right now. And that is Brett.
Like that.
Oh, Brett.
And the little halfling girl has just been sort of sitting in the boat, just kind of watching the encounter.
She's been in the boat this whole time.
Yep, she has.
I look at her like, oh, so sorry about that, Brett.
Can we go?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we're fucking going. You don't have to be a bitch about it. Let's go.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Sorry
Sit
about
down. Be quiet.
Fucking dick.
Yeah.
but she does sit down and she is quiet. So, yeah. So there we go.
I will fling the last bit of the cornetto to her.
You have a cornetto?
No, that's what you call the stinging roaches.
Oh, I've never heard that. Ah, okay. You just flick it at her, like.
I flick it at her in hopes that she will catch it and she can have the last bit of the cornetto.
Okay, she actually does catch it,
Nice.
and she kind of grabs it a bit like what the fuck, and then realizes, and she's like, kind of has a puff. And
I give
finishes
a
it
little
off.
nod and then I look back and yeah, let's start driving this thing.
Fantastic. And you hit it into gear. The eels start to, as they start to zoom through the water, you take off relatively quickly. The water's a little rougher, a little more choppy than it was on your way here. But regardless, you are on your adventure back to the Neowai city on Ralva. You know the general direction now. You know which way you came in and how to judge the sun a little bit. I will say make Twigs make another survival check. It is still open ocean, but the DC is pretty low.
19.
Without an issue. It also helps that the eels sort of know their way home a little bit.
Thank fuck.
So as soon as you kind of point in the right direction, they definitely help to correct you a bit to where they're fed. So they continue to go. Time begins to pass. It's a bit of a long journey. You watch as Brit is seemingly exhausted. Maybe that last little bit of the joint hit hard because she's passed out for a second.
Hits all day.
Yep. But the first sort of hour passes in this sort of 2.5 hour journey or so. And it's right at about that point upon the somewhat peaceful ocean with the beautiful blue sky, the odd cloud speckled across, and the waves crashing up against you, the smell of seawater, that the parrot on your shoulder, Axel, turns back in. Yeah! Giant. As the piece is instantly broken by as the boat instantly capsizes. You guys are all thrown off into the water as this 17-foot bulbous gray giant appears on your shoulder. You guys are taken by surprise instantly as the water hits you. Once again, the same breathing sensation that you had from those potions keeps it a little more natural, but nonetheless, you just got capsized. I can't swim! And this big, heavy creature is currently wailing in the water. It's somewhat, I mean, we'll see how well he can swim, eh? He's not doing too good. But he's staying up there, but he wasn't lying. He can't swim.
Any ideas, guys? Any ideas?
Falcon will probably, we're all in the water right now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all in the water. The boat sort of got flipped.
Okay. Falcon would immediately try to go back and flip the boat back on it.
Yeah. And I'll say the boat's pretty light. It's pretty small, hence why it couldn't hold a giant. And nonetheless, it didn't seem to have any damage to it, and you managed to sort of flip it. As you begin to start to push it, you notice as the eels instinctually begin to pull in a certain direction that just kind of helps it roll back over.
Can I swim down and find fish? A lot of fish.
I mean, sure. Roll a survival check for me. I mean, there are a lot of fish around. Once you swim down, there are a lot of them scattered from this impact and this chaos that has just got under the surface of the water. What is it? What are you just trying to find fish, like sea fish?
I want to try to find as many small fish as I can, and I want to ask them to help us keep this big thing with head above water.
Ah.
Okay. I'd say it's not hard to find fish. There's a lot of fish in this ocean that is relatively untainted. So there's a lot of fish around.
Yeah, and I can commune with small creatures, simple ideas, and I'm just trying to get them to help me keep his head above the surface.
Okay. These fish got startled instantly. You're a creature of fire, and there's a bunch of things that don't belong in the water currently. I will have you roll a persuasion check for me.
I am so charismatic.
I'd say you can add your spell casting ability.
Are
Nah,
you crazy?
We'll keep it persuasion.
Yeah, keep it a persuasion, because that would bring it from a -1 to a fucking +11.
Well,
If
so
you
it's a
add my
minus
spell
one.
thing. Yeah, so it's a -1, so that brings it to 14.
It's not that you don't persuade them. Wait, that brings it to what, sorry?
14.
Because...
I rolled a 15.
Oh, got you. Sorry, I'm with you now. I thought your total was a -1, like you rolled a 2 with a -2 on charisma or something. And I'm like, wait, what are you on
But if I use my spell modifier, that would be a 25. I mean, so it
Okay.
would be too much of a difference, I think.
14, yeah. 14 is 14 is okay. As you sort of begin to communicate this idea, you watch as more of these schools begin to swim up, cluster around, all of different sizes, as they sort of begin to swim around different parts, kind of getting under the armpits, under the sort of like rolling bits of fat over his body and everything, holding the chin up first and sort of keeping afloat. As he goes, what's happening? He's sort of kicking around a bit more. Definitely not helping the fish with all of the wailing and everything that he's doing.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll cast air bubble on him.
Okay, fantastic. So an air bubble whoop, appears around. His head's still above the water, but are there any other specifics to air bubble that I'm missing?
No, he can breathe underwater for 24 hours.
Cool.
So if we drop him, he at least survives the day down there.
God damn it.
Jesus.
Guys, currently swimming there. The air bubble kind of as it kind of goes back under and under, he starts to realize that there's not such an urgency around the actual water itself and the breathing. And your new friend calms a little bit as he goes, "Hello?
Hey,
Yeah, right. I'm right here, buddy.
Seemingly floating in the water, a bit scared.
if you just start paddle away, you'll go
Does
forward.
he even know what paddle away means? And
Yes.
what direction is he gonna go?
Just make him go straight forward, and we'll see what happens.
No. You know what, buddy? Grab this rope and follow it, right? And I hand him my rope.
Okay. Kind of grabs the rope. How much rope have you got?
I have... No, don't I have any rope? Fuck.
Did you retrieve it from?
No, I didn't. I was flying out. Never mind,
Yeah.
buddy. I don't have a rope. Does
Where's
anyone
the
else have a
rope?
rope?
I got a rope.
Okay, thank fuck.
14 does
Okay.
not have rope.
So you hand him one end of a length of rope, however whatever length that is.
50 feet?
30 feet.
You add him one end of 30 feet of rope.
Do we tie to the boat, or how do we do this now?
Should we just hold on to it because it's quite heavy? But
Can you not transform him again, Axel?
I could.
Yeah, that would be fucking helpful. How
Yeah,
long does it last?
just an hour.
Just now, fuck.
How far are we from the island?
Well, it was about an hour. It was about sort of 50 minutes of travel that you've done. You know that it took you on the way here, somewhere sort of around like 2.5 hours ish.
Okay.
But you know your way back, and so do the eels. might have to book it, but potentially could get there. You're not familiar. You've done this trip once, and you were going the other way. You're
But the
not too
waters
sure how
were
long.
not
It
as
feels
choppy.
a little less than halfway, or maybe halfway.
Right.
And
So should
so
I tell the eels that we should go quick as shit back?
yeah, I'll transform him to a eel as well, so he can go just as fast.
Or just a parrot?
Might as well just be a parrot again.
Yeah.
Let's wait.
All right, I use polymorph on him for him to become a parrot again.
Lands on the edge of the boat. Still has the rope currently in its mouth.
I will cast Speak with Animals
Mm-hmm.
and tell the eels, quick as fuck, home, now!
Are you guys all back on the boat?
Yeah.
And as they do, you know, they were fast beforehand for sure, but you sort of see what the sprinting equivalent is like for these creatures after you confirm it's not an endurance race. They start to fly through the water. Your hat falls off quickly. I'll say before 14 with his reflexes manages to grab it for you.
Heck
As
yeah, I would.
the front of the boat begins to rise up as you just are speedboating across the water. The back fin seems to come up. It's like flying. You cannot feel the surf or the tide at all as you guys are just zooming through. Yes.
I wanna do another spooky thing.
Uh-huh. Fireball on the ship.
Yes, please. No, I will use a 3rd level spell slot to cast Enhance Ability on both of the eels
Ooh.
Nice.
and give them Cat's Grace,
Yeah.
which gives
The
them
dex
advantage
buff.
on dexterity. Yeah, dexterity buff.
Oh wow.
And they take less falling damage too.
Okay.
In case they would all of a sudden
In case
fall
they fall in the water. Yeah, good to know. Good to know. Well, they're very dexterous creatures already. I just did a very simple dex check just to see like how much they could push just then, rather than rolled a natural 16 with that advantage, which puts them up pretty high. And the other one rolled a natural 20.
Snap.
So
Everyone
honestly,
rolled
yeah, it's like
dexterity saving
you
throws.
ever seen that meme where that guy like skips the stone and then it like zooms and then like blows something up in the distance? It's like that. The scariest part is, are you gonna stop in time? But you guys just go fucking flying. All of you have to hold on. Twigs, I'd say being the driver, you've got the most, you're sort of the most connected with the motion, and you're just like trying to stand perfectly still. You know, your heels are going into the boat. 14 and Axel, you're holding on to the you're holding on to the edge. Axel, you have to like grip onto the parrot, so your new friend doesn't just go fucking flying off the edge. Brick gets woken up in a flash and is like, "What the fuck?" As you guys go fucking zooming.
And he's go,
Honestly, you just seen it. The fastest you've ever traveled. Yeah, probably the fastest you've ever traveled. Or I would say you're probably like pushing the speed of an airship.
Okay, no.
It's nuts. It's nuts. Twigs, can you just roll to see if you break the sound barrier?
What I roll?
I'm just kidding. You're not going that
Spell
fast. You're
check?
not going to break the. You're not going to break the sound barrier. You wish. Yeah. That's
300
pretty
meters
damn
per
fast.
second. Let's go.
Yeah. But you begin to see in your state the wind sort of blowing by and everything. You kind of gotta, I don't know if you have goggles, but if you did, that'd be fucking helpful right now. No, it's just like you just gotta cover the water that's just splashing up in there. But you do begin to make out the surface town of the Naowai. Only after about 45 minutes. Or so.
Nice. Thank God. And
Heck
we
yeah.
stop, and we need to head down, right? Nah. Should we head to the ship and drop off the big baby?
We probably should. People can be intimidated by him.
Yeah, right.
Just a quick note. You're approaching on the boat, so you're more like screaming at each other over the wind and the water. That's
Shall we
coming
head
out.
to the fucking boat? We might not want to drop in mid-town, right?
Yeah, it can be a bit intimidating.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna drive there. And I try to steer the eels towards. Where the fuck is the boat? By the way, I have no clue. Point
It's
me the
up
direction.
in the fucking air.
It's by a dock, right?
Up in the air.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Twigs, you know where the
I know the dock.
dock is.
Okay, so I'm gonna start
Because it's
heading towards
the
dock.
tower that sits in the middle of the stilted surface tower. It's that wooden tower where all of the streamers seem to be coming down from, and you see as you get closer. And I imagine as you slow down a little bit. I mean, you're cool unless you want to fucking come in real hot. Would you like? You're cool. Driver.
If I'm coming in quick as shit, or
Yeah.
we're in a hurry.
You're gonna just try and like what? Just like full speed parallel park this bitch and then like
Yes.
tactical roll out of it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Okay, make an animal handling check for me.
Ooh. Oh, I thought that was a 4. That's a 14. So 23.
Ooh.
God damn.
Holy damn.
God damn.
I'm in my element,
Okay.
man.
Yeah, you gotta come out. They instinctually slow down naturally. They see the presence of
I whip
structures
them
coming up. You know what I mean? They understand that they can't go this speed, but you're still going really fast as you
We
sort of
ain't
come
pussies,
up.
boys.
And you sort of like are communicating with them. You're telling them, you know, it's going to be all good. We're going to do a sharp turn. We're going to get there. We're going to like hit this perfectly. And right, perfect timing. You just pull the latch on one of them. They switch to the side as you release the edge, as you release the sort of rope ties that are pinned. They go off into the distance, and the side of the ship just drifts across the water. Just drifts across the water before smashing into the edge of the dock, which seems to be covered in different sorts of fabrics and seaweed to sort of soften the blow. It hurts. I need to make you're probably all just gonna have to make a dex save for me.
I was preparing for this. I wasn't telling anyone else. Do I have advantage?
Yeah, no. You don't have advantage, but the others have disadvantage.
Oh, nice.
So I have a straight roll then, because I have advantage
Yeah.
of dexterity saving throws.
Exactly. Because you can, with your danger sense, there's some danger coming up.
There's some danger coming up.
You know
that's
how
a-
is
Well,
it
it's your
sand we're
first
hitting?
Sorry?
Is it sand we're hitting?
No. There is no island here. These are
Like pilot like
houses that are
pilots.
built on stilts from the
Yes,
coral reefs below. You're hitting the side of a dock.
Whoa.
I mean, I rolled
Yeah.
pretty good, if I do say so myself.
What do you guys roll?
I'm not gonna
Or
lie.
actually,
With
Brett
disadvantage.
did not.
With disadvantage. I
What did we
rolled.
roll, folks?
I rolled a nat 20 and a 13
Ah.
for
Okay.
for 17.
I thought you were gonna say you rolled nat 20s and you just rolled 2 fucking nat 20s for that. But a 17 is still hella good.
Yeah.
As it's okay, and everybody else?
14.
I rolled a 12.
Nice.
You see Twigs as he's hitting the side. I rolled a 7.
And Brett follows you with a 2. So as you sort of hit, it just flicks up. Excellent 14. You seem to like hold on to the edge of it and counterweight it a little bit as you lean back. It sort of brings it back down. But you do not have any grip. You and Brett, as that thing hits, and like a catapult, you just go over the boardwalk. No, over the boardwalk. I mean, yeah, you hit the next boardwalk, and then splash, falling into the water. Brett as well.
Two smallest ones.
Too small.
Yeah, exactly. The little ones are just
Dying.
like little cannonballs that just get sent over. Brett's like, fuck that. guys. I fucking hate you guys.
Poor Brit.
Twigs thought this was gonna go so well in his head, and it goes so sideways. He will just swim up. Be
Yeah.
like, shit.
Like,
I
14
imagine
would
that way
probably
better.
go out and try to help them out of the water, ask if they're okay. To be fair.
Jesus Christ, that was epic.
You okay there, Twigs?
Oh, that was glorious. That parking was amazing, but the landing was fucking horrific. Are you okay, Britt?
Oh, she's just kind of like floating in the water now, slowly swimming over, reaches up to grabs 14's hand as you kind of like pull her up. She's like,
I wish I was petrified.
that's the look she has on her. She just kind of huffs a bit and she's just can't even deal with this shit right now. She can't even talk to you. She's she just walks off.
Yeah.
She looks like she's had a pretty fucking
day.
undescribably rough time since she's been unpetrified for the last sort of 2 hours. Yeah, she just kind of, I mean, you kind of see her. She doesn't go far. She just goes to the other end of the dock and then sort of mopes down on the edge of it.
Get
That
the
just
parrot
falls
on the
into her
fucking
hands.
boat,
So
and
let's go to the
don't
ship.
worry about me. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Twigs tried to reach for the dock and realizes he's too short. Can someone help me, please?
I'll help him up. There you go, Mr.
Woo.
Above Average.
And he's surprisingly light as you pick him up.
Fuck you. Britt, come here. We're going to the ship. Now you can rest, right?
She's turns around and goes, I might just rest here for a bit.
Nah, come on. Get over here.
Roll a persuasion check.
You want a bed, right?
You trying to bed, Brett?
No,
I know.
this is not my boat. I'm just trying to get advantage.
No, babe, I promise. This is not my boat. Sorry, Kate.
8.
8. She goes, I just need a moment. I can come and find you. I assume it's the only ship here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume so too. I don't know.
What?
And if
I don't-
you go up there, just tell him I sent you.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. I just need a moment.
Yeah, no worries. It's been a rough day for you.
Axel, shut the fuck up and get that parrot on the boat. Otherwise, we have a problem.
Countdown's on. Countdown's on. No. It's still okay. We're okay. Still a parrot.
Yeah. So I'm gonna power walk up to the ship.
You power walk up to the ship. Aneko is currently there. The sun now in the afternoon is kind of creeping over the deck of the ship, and you see Aneko is currently like resting, lying in the sun, sort of in a weird position as well, almost like, I don't want to say curled up like a cat, but something like that. Not a regular sunbathe anyway. But hey, that's Aneko.
Yeah.
As it kind of sees you, is it just you that goes there, Axel?
I don't know.
I'm walking last, but I'm
Twigs,
walking in
are
like
you
I
up?
own the place.
Of course, you fucking up. 14 as well. You're,
Yes.
I assume you're going with them as well.
Of course.
And Echo kind of leans over and stretches, seemingly maybe beginning to start or just ending some sort of an afternoon nap, and sort of gives you a little flick and goes, "You're right." Oh fuck, sorry, accent. Ba 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 ba. Pro. You're right, Captain.
I'm alright.
Yeah, right,
So
right here.
before this happens, this parrot.
Wait. Where did you get the parrot from? And who the fuck is the little man?
The little man, he's a new crew.
Twist is not giving a shit. He's knocking on the wood on the ship and be like, "Yeah, this is all right, dude. This is gonna take us places. This is a good ship right here."
He's a bit special, but he's a little
He's
angry.
He's got airship experience.
I don't know.
This is
I met
right,
him this
perfect.
morning.
This'll
Where
take
did
us
you
far.
find? Where did you find this guy? He does not look like he belongs here. Huh?
No, we haven't had time to talk about it. But so this parrot here, I've just polymorphed a giant, a cyclops. He's our friend.
What?
We got a cyclops friend.
Wait, what? What? How did you get the Cyclops friend? We're in the middle of a fucking
I
floating
mean,
ocean.
I'm a charismatic kind of guy.
What? The fuck, mate?
So I'm gonna.
Look, and Anko is looking at you, 14, and is going like, "Is this a joke?"
And I'll just. Okay, so I'm gonna transform him back. Don't hit him. He's nice.
Is he a friend? Is he a friendly? He's friendly.
He's
He's
friendly.
not gonna like destroy the ship.
No, he's friendly.
What's
I'm the
plan
problem
with the
right here.
giant?
And I just look at the parrot and I'll be like,
What's up with the? He doesn't sound like a good crew member.
I'm just kidding.
he's just
Fuck
he's
me.
just a little
Hello,
bit
my
angry.
name is Twigs Dirtwell. I'm second in command now.
No, you're not.
No,
With
I'm
third,
second in command.
third in command.
Either.
Yeah, right, mate. You can earn your fucking place on the ship.
I have.
No, you fucking haven't. You tap the fucking wood and pretend like you know what you're doing. You haven't even fucking been on an airship in your life, have you?
What's an airship?
Fuck me.
It's a boat. It's a flying boat, right?
Oh my god. Right. What
Alright.
the fuck are you talk? Have you guys just been smoking some fucking shit? Because what are you on about this parrot?
Thank
I,
you
I,
for
I, I,
reminding
I
me.
just look at the parrot and I'll be like, so I'm gonna transform you back now. Please be calm, be nice. They're all your friends here. And I just put him on the ground and I drop concentration.
And you know, and Echo steps back. The crew, whoever he's dropping, there's not many on the deck, but they're kind of in distance and stuff. Steps back as you do this. When this parrot just one feather falls off, another one flings up before this massive, bulbous, swollen body just boom falls on his ass there. Still the scar of the fresh wound in the face with where the eye or the crystal once was. As they sort of boom, you feel the shit kind of thing. You almost hear the wood splinter ever so slightly. And the sound you hear the most prominently is a Nako go, "What the fuck is that?" Ah!
he's a nice guy.
We're friends now. I can see but
It's
Eh,
alright,
eh.
we're right here.
We're right
Calm
here.
down.
Eneko,
ah.
say hello.
What have you been up to? What have you been doing? We're meant to get residuum. We're meant to be on our fucking way. We
Yeah.
needed fuel, and you got
We're-
a fucking giant.
We're
Is he blind?
yeah, he's blind. He
We
had
have a handicapped giant on the ship?
You'd rather have him handicapped than what he could do befell, right?
yeah.
Uh,
He could petrify people
he-
before.
I have hands!
yeah, 2 extra hands is always nice on the ship, right?
I don't know. He can't even see what he's doing with those hands.
It's like a Snorlax.
What is that?
It's cute. I read about it in a book. There it
You
is.
think I'm cute?
Yes,
And
you are
hand-
cute.
A hand just comes down in your general direction of the voice. Just
You
make a
need
dex
to calm
save.
down, sir.
Dex save, Twigs.
Fuck. Does a 6 make it?
A 6 does not, as it seemingly comes down, and you sort of begin to step out of the way before it catches the edge and boom, just slams you to the ground, pressing you down. It's light, it's friendly, but you still suffer only 1 point. Oh, plus strength. 6 points of bludgeoning. Sorry, 7 points of bludgeoning damage. As you're sort of pushed to the ground, and then he kind of feels around before picking you up and goes, "I think you're cute too."
Jesus Christ. You need to calm down, sir. Right.
Or you, giant, don't hit the ship. No, it's the ship. Don't hit the ship.
No slappy with your handsy, right?
Okay, I understand. Mates.
I love this monologue.
What's the plan with this? We're taking this giant.
I
with
mean,
us?
he might come in useful. You never know.
He's
And
heavy.
I also felt bad for him. He's just a child, basically.
Does he have a
We should
name?
get the
We we
residuum now.
we, we call him Mr. Cookie.
Mr. Cookie.
Yeah.
Right.
Short for Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster! Mr. Cookie, mate. A couple of rules we're gonna have to go through. Okay. And Anako begins to sort of communicate and get familiar each other with Cookie Monster or Mr. Cookie.
I'm just
whatever
gonna
you want to
run
call
through with Nieko that you have to use simple words and be nice.
All right.
Sugarcoat everything.
Is this your role on the ship? You're the resident giant handler then?
No,
Maybe it could be. Seems like you know nothing about fucking ships.
So
I think you're pretty mean.
I don't give a fuck.
Have you asked about my resume?
Anyway, this conversation doesn't intrigue me. I'd much rather talk to the simple
I
giant.
am crafty. I know how to cook a good meal, right? So, fucking
Right, well then you're on dinner tonight.
no fucking wakas, right? I can do that.
I look at Mr. Cookie Monster and I'm like, so Mr. Cookie, this is Eneko. He's gonna be like a very good friend of yours while we're away for a little bit.
Ah, a very good friend like you.
Yes.
Except we're your best friends.
Hi,
You can call him Neggy.
Hi, Nicky.
There we go. That's
You
perfect.
serious?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. Right. Hello, Mr. Cookie. Hello. So we go through some no can do's, all right? And Anako and I'm not going to do a back and forth monologue dialogue between Mr. Cookie and Anako about the rules of the ship, but Anako begins to run through the do's and don'ts. Well, I should say more like the don'ts for a giant on the ship.
You can breathe. It's okay, but you cannot move.
That's to stay here whole time. Anyway.
This whole time, Puffin would have been like kind of angsty on the side of the ship, just looking at this happen and just like being kind of impatient.
And yeah, it does take a little while, and there's a sort of cheery atmosphere, but you can feel there's a lot of feelings stirring through you, 14. Obviously, residual cravings and desires mixed with whatever feelings have grown between you. Sorry?
Mainly that, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, Axel, roll an insight check as a good friend.
Oh, that's so shit. That's a nat one.
It's Anako and Cookie Monster is a pretty funny confrontation. Like, it's pretty hilarious. And 14, you feel a little invisible as well, just to sprinkle it on top.
Yeah, right. Should we go and finish that deal so we can get that residuum
Yes.
with the deal that I fixed? I will say out loud so Ineko hears it.
Anako sees the intention of the comment and almost obviously ignores you.
Okay, perfect. He will just say that out loud and make it clear and walk off the boat toward 14, and we will start heading off to the leader of the tribe.
Towards Valora.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll go to Neko before we get going and be like, so there's also a girl that might be coming onto the ship, a very good warrior halfling that we found.
Right. Any experience on ships, do you know? Or
No, she's been petrified for like hundreds of years.
what the fuck happened, mate?
A lot happened.
Holy shit. We'll have a chat tonight, right? I want to
Yeah.
fucking hear about this. You guys getting some wacky fucking shit, huh?
Yeah, but she might be coming onto the ship. Just so you know.
Right. What's in... it's a halfling girl. What's her
Halfling girl.
name?
Brett.
Okay, right. She comes on... Well, I mean, we're building up a crew. Not quite the members I was expecting, but it's a crew.
Yeah, it's hands.
Yeah, sure, big ones as well. What's our situation with the residuum?
We just
I
need.
take that back. You told him when you went up, I think, before Poto, right?
Yeah.
Right. So he's sort of aware of that, and he goes, "Well,
Yeah,
I guess I'll
we
see you
Back to the ship.
in a bit."
Yeah, see you in a bit.
All right. Now, Mr. Cookie, let's just... And you guys begin to descend off of the ship, going back down the spiral staircase of the tower before hitting that blue mosaic tiled lobby. And you are free to explore the village of the Naowai as you see fit.
Nice.
All right.
Well,
Should we head back to Brett? See if she's doing okay.
Sure.
nah, let's give her some time. That's all she needed.
Okay.
We'll head off to the Elder.
Let's get the residuum.
Yeah. So we'll start heading off to the Elder.
Cool. And
On the
you,
way there, I would like.
yeah,
Thorfinn would like to keep an eye out for Bloody.
cool. Roll a percentage check for me.
Are we walking past the market?
The market is underwater,
Mhm.
as you remember. So once again, there was one of the main reefs, the main rocks that extend under the water. And as you guys dive in, on your way there's the multiple different openings in this rock that lead into different air pockets. And the largest one goes into the stream that cuts through the air pocket. That is the bubble, which is the market.
Can we take a stream through the market? I just want to check something out.
Sure. So Twigs, you
That's
head
where-
towards the market. The rest of you follow.
That's where Bloody would be. So yeah. Thorfinn would go
Mhm.
as well.
So you guys, so Twigs, 14, and actually you'll head towards the marketplace. You kind of go in that bigger entrance before splashing out of that stream that cuts through the middle, that sort of cylindrical wide cavern that has different market cloths and stalls and trading and it's once again it's sort of early evening at this point, so there's a good bustle going on, a lot more food, a lot more aroma that seems to pass through this space, but you are in the market. 14, what was that perception check, sorry?
15.
Okay. Upon first glance, when you break the water, you don't see the wood elf Bloody anywhere. Not at first glance, anyway.
I want to check out if I can find any. Thinking back about the driving and high speeds and shit, Twigs is thinking it would be nice to have some goggles. Like swimming goggles, how they wrap around your head. He would like those, but bigger and shaded. And he's going through the stream. He wants to check out and see if he can spot any place where they would sell those.
Okay. Yeah. And you know what? You've actually there's a splash of inspiration and hope when it comes to finding them, because you've actually seen a few of the non-merfolk, the surface folk especially the younger ones, the kids and stuff, have actually a couple of them have been wearing these sorts of goggles.
Yeah, it feels
They
like.
vary in sizes depending on kids, but it doesn't take you too long before you find a trader who seems to be making them currently, like stitching them together, making these straps on them with what looks like some form of glass that they seem to be embedding
Okay,
into
so
it.
I will pull out of the stream right when I see it and casually walk up to it and
Hello.
hello. I would like to buy some goggles for you to be able to see underwater.
Is it for you or another?
It's for me, right?
Bring your face. Bring your face.
Yeah, I want some shaded ones.
Shaded.
Yes, please.
It's
Shaded
currently
glasses.
holding your face and turning it around. Interesting face. Big ears. Big ears.
Yeah, right. I get that a lot.
Shaded. Not good underwater. It's already dark. Why shaded?
Because I'm leaving soon and I want multi-purpose. If you would have that I can flip up and down, that would be fucking right. So I could switch for the environment, right? I'm handling a lot of flames and shit, and it would be nice.
Okay. Goggles for underwater, above water, shaded and non-shaded.
Yes, please.
Not an easy task. I can do it in a day. I do it for the morning. Not cheap.
How much?
What have you got to trade?
I've got gold. What do you want? Items?
Something more useful than gold would be better.
I have these cool stones, and I hold out the prayer stones that I found in the crypt.
The prayer stones?
Are they magical?
Wait, which prayer stones were these?
I found
Sorry,
some
remind me.
stones in the crypt with the big sword. I found some stones that looked religious and shit.
Yes.
Are they magical, by the way?
You don't know.
With an Arcana check, could I check quickly while I hold them up?
He's also going to make that same, a very similar check as you hold them up. You both are just actually kind of looking at these for the first time. Make an Arcana check.
Perfect. Oh shit. That is going to be 23.
23. With a 23, you can see they are not magical.
Yeah, okay. But they're
They are
religious.
prayer stones.
Yeah.
They are have multiple different scrawlings, all in Druidic. With the 23, you do notice that there is both the water variant of Druidic as well as the earthen variant of Druidic that's inscrawled around them. You watch as it pulls up his goggles. Deal. How many prayer stones you have?
How many would I have found? I think I pocketed.
There was a few. There was probably like 5. And
Yeah.
they're only about this big.
You can have 3 of them.
Deal. 3, and I'll finish it by the morning.
5, and it's done at the end of the day.
Deal.
Perfect. Hand over the 5.
Fantastic. I'll see you soon. Big-eared man and puts the goggles back down and drops down the stones, and you watch as he puts the goggles that he's currently working on aside and begins pulling out more material, multiple different notes, and begins to seemingly get onto it.
I will head back to the stream and walk in.
And you fall in it, and 14, you notice upon that time, at that amount of time, having a moment to look around, it seems like Bloody is not here.
Okay.
He did specify to come back tonight, and it is late afternoon, early evening, so you get the sense maybe you're a bit too early.
Then I guess I'll follow to see the elder with
Mhm.
everyone else.
Is that where?
I want to on the way also check out the ceremonial sword and see if I can find anything funky about that.
Yeah, you trying to? What are you trying to check out on it specifically?
Checking out the same if it's just Riddick or if there's any potential magic or
Okay, another
and,
Arcana check.
and anything suppressed in it, or if it's just a ceremonial druidic thing or not a druidic thing. But I'm checking for anything
Okay.
magic wise. So Arcana.
Actually,
Yeah, Arcana.
Faustin would also be looking around to see if there's any like trading stall that would have supplies of sorts, because I still don't have a kit anymore.
Brewers supplies.
Yeah, like
Um,
a brewer's kit type of deal.
am I wrong in thinking you did not look for that last time you were
I
here
looked
earlier in
for
the day?
that in the shop of what's his face
At Poto's.
at Poto's, but not in the market.
Yeah. All right, let's do investigation for things. Twigs, what did you roll for Arcana?
21.
21. The sword is ceremonial. It is not magical.
Druidic.
Once again, druidic. It's not in the best condition. It's been starting to rust. But you notice that the inschoolings are all earth-based.
Earth based. Okay, I was gonna say sheep shit if it's water and it's rusty, but okay, cool. I understand.
That's sort of why.
Okay.
You kind of put two and two together as you see it and realize this looks like an earthen ceremonial sword.
Yeah. Wrong place to be. Cool.
Hmm.
Oh, where's my mending spell?
I rolled a 12 on that investigation.
That investigation. I'd say with the 12 and in this trading and at this time as well, you do see people are currently using some to brew up. You kind of go up to speak to them and they're like, when you kind of go up and they're currently in the process of brewing something. You watch as there's kind of like shoving in these almost like softened, moistened kelp and like seaweed into part of it.
Mm-hmm.
As you kind of approach, and they go, "Hey,
do you know where I can get one of these?" Well, I point at the cauldron or the brewing apparatus.
I mean, take a while to make. You on this one? I mean, sure. I gotta finish my brew. I gotta finish my brew first, but you know, we can make a trade.
What's the condition on that apparatus? Does it look like it's beat up or like?
Looks like it's in pretty good condition. It's nothing special. It's not fucking glowing gold. You know, it's not the best brewer's kit, but it probably looks a little worse for tear than your previous one, but nothing to make you go, oof. You know.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of condition. Like it's not like a 15-year-old like cauldron that's been used like thousands of times.
Nah, it's not new, but it's not like it's not falling apart. You're not too sure how old it is, but it seems to be doing the trick.
Okay. Yeah, sure. How long will it take to finish your brew?
Be done in like an hour. So, but what you got to trade?
I'm gonna take my katana off my hips and offer it.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Grabs a katana and like,
but I want this plus like all the necessary utensils to like, you know, like the whole shebang plus maybe
the whole shebang. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, sick. This is really cool. Is it magical?
No.
Okay. Still sick. Yeah. I mean, here, come back in an hour. I'm just gonna finish the brew because there's no point wasting the ingredients.
You found the one weeb in the fucking market who's like
hard.
Sick.
Who's like, fuck, that's fucking me. That's really cool. Is
That
that
was-
traditional Japanese folded steel? No.
I'll come back in an hour with the sword.
Yeah. Sick, man. He's like, looks over to his friend. He's like, whoa, sick. Best trade in the. They just start chatting shit as they keep kind of brewing up their shit, sticking in seaweed. Yeah. There you go.
I like how we just are going through stream and
Yeah, that's literally like the vibe of it.
No
You
one
just
would
go
just
through a
walk
stream and you
out
jump
and
out and
just
you're
like-
like, hey man, you want something? And they're like, what you got?
and then we just walk in and just keep on going.
Yeah, exactly. The stream is like a good, and there's a few people doing the same thing. You know, you see all the people who are just like lying on their back floating down the stream. The merfolk are like leaning on the edge, their tails are kicking underwater as they're actually trading. There's some market stalls. I say stalls, but they're just like bits of fabric that are laid out right on the edge of the stream where the actual merfolk have set up their own thing. But obviously, they're not jumping out the water, they're just leaning in the water. And seemingly pulling things out and like from underwater and putting them on display and everything, chatting and trading. It's this real like, you know, it's this very friendly, open, like communal crafting, cooking, trading space where everyone's just flowing through this stream in the middle.
Nice. Yeah, we keep on heading to the Elder.
Okay, so you head back under the stream, head out the relevant thing, go up a little bit before heading into another hole in the rock, which leads you to where you were previously, Valora's little cave. And as you splash up through the water, you see not the well-built, tattooed merman there, but just Valora, who is currently sitting down reading a tome on what looks like some engraved rocks in the edge of the cave. You're going to smash over him. Oh, welcome back.
Thank you so much. Expedition went well. I'll tell you that much.
I can tell. There's a calmness in the water. The sort of calmness the ocean has when it's no longer smashing against rocks, so to speak.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
what happened?
well, it was a little wee misunderstanding with some orc down there, so he died. But we found the crypt and everything. We found the ancient texts that we were supposed to be looking for, and I got them right here. And he holds up his wooden plank shield with all of the text that he scribbled down on it.
And Valora begins to read through it, begins to contemplate, stroking their sharp jaw and sharp chin. This. This has Earth Kingdom written all over it.
Yeah, right.
I received some news also. A scouting party from the water elemental plane had just returned. They confirmed a relative ways away from the actual portal entrance that there is volcanic activity occurring. Now, anyone who's familiar would understand that while volcanoes are a combination of earth and fire, they have no place within the water elemental plane.
Yeah,
This is concerning,
Yeah.
unnatural, and unbalanced. A scouting party will be sent out soon, and I can relay further details when we understand more. From what I understand from reading here, and from my knowledge as well, the Great Khan is a prophesized ruler of the Earth plane, said to bring balance and power back to the elemental planes themselves. This is contradicting. The Neo have facilitated elemental balance for centuries. So the Great Khan has been written off as no more than a false myth. Though it's starting to feel more like a threat. Well, I would say, turning towards Axel and 14, it's a task well done, seemingly. I thank you. The residuum is yours for your ship.
Yeah.
As I said, we're just waiting for the shipment to come in, which hopefully should arrive soon, some point tomorrow. Until then, you are guests of the Neowai. Feel free to stay here for as long as time needs before your shipment comes. A little something on the side for our gratitude towards all of you. And it sort of goes and reaches into a coffer and begins to hand out these sacks, which you can feel have coins, one to each of you.
I think we'll open it, check what's
Yeah.
inside, or how much is
And
inside.
you can add an extra 250 gold each
Ooh,
Nice.
Nice.
as you
Nice.
are. It's nice to get empty some of the coffers every now and then. Gold doesn't tend to have a lot of use around here.
Yeah, I've noticed on the in the shopping
More
mall.
for external trading. It definitely helps, but we're doing well in the NAOI.
Yeah, right. So what's your plan now? Seems like Fire and Earth is fucking you guys up.
Aye, and it seems like Earth seems to have fucked you as well.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I will continue to scout through the water plane, see what this volcanic activity is. And my place is here with the people. And your plan?
My plan is to figure out what the fuck's going on. Have you heard anything from the Earth?
Well, that was my idea. No, I haven't heard anything, but who's gonna know more than the Neofenoa? I would maybe recommend you should go visit them.
Yeah, right. You know where they are? Do I know where they are?
Roll a history check.
Wait, I need to write down this.
With advantage.
Wait. Advantage on history.
Mm-hmm.
Not 20 on the first one. And a dirty 20 on the second one, I think.
How many nat 20s today, really? Like,
No, it's not a lot of nat 20s. I just have high modifiers for the things I want to do.
2 natural 20s already.
Two's quite a bit. There's a lot of natural 20s in the air. Because Axel, you rolled a natural 20 as well, right?
Yeah, but on disadvantage, so.
Yeah. And 14, you rolled a natural 20, right?
I rolled a natural 20 as well. Yeah.
There's a lot, and I've rolled one as well.
Nice.
There's a
So
lot
22 in total for the nat 20.
22, but with a natural 20, yes, you know that the Neofenoa are below, even deeper below the city of Niliant. Niliant, as you would have a general idea of, is the city deep in the subterranean caverns of Mount Bahamut, below the city of Draconia. So as you think about it, and as you talk about visiting the Neofenoa, this clicks into you. As Valora turns around and goes, I believe visiting them is probably going to give you the most insight. And might lead us to understand more of why Earth seems to be overlapping.
I look at Twigs and I go, so, You know where that is?
Mount Bahamut under Draconia.
Ah, we're heading to Draconia. You could tag along if you want to.
I mean, that's already what I planned. It was a good ship, nice sturdy boards. But thank you for the invitation. I already invited myself.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm
Alright,
gonna be tagging
giggles.
along
Well,
for the time being.
hopefully I will be hearing from you soon.
Yeah, right.
I will get in touch, Twigs, if I can. Um, to share anything that I do find out from our expeditions.
I would
I
be
imagine
very
it might be
thankful.
a little hard to get in touch, but I will see what the local sage is able to do.
I mean, the Elder of Water and Fire should stay together, right?
I believe so. And I believe it's more than just water and fire that's at stake.
Me too.
So, as I said, the tribe, the village is your home. Feel free to get comfortable. If you need somewhere to stay, you are more than welcome to talk to. God, what's her name? God
Saskia?
damn it. Taskia. Taskia. Is it Taskia or Saskia? It's Taskia, right?
Saskia with a T.
You're more than welcome to talk to Taskia. Otherwise, of course, you have the ship. But unless there's anything else, I'm going to go back to enjoying the calm waters.
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you so much for the information and for the fuel and for the cash.
At what time
Thank
should
you.
we come back for the Residium tomorrow?
I will inform the Taskia, who will be sort of in charge of the deliveries coming on. She'll let the deckhands know when the ship arrives. So I would say just keep your eyes out for when the ship lands. It shouldn't be hard to see. You guys are currently the only ship there. So when there's
Cool.
two,
Sounds good.
Cool, cool,
Right,
cool.
right. Perfect.
fantastic.
So thank you so much, and we'll head our way back to the ship.
Thank you, Twigs of the Neoahi.
Yeah. See ya. He walks out.
And she sits back down and goes back to sit back down and goes back to reading their book. Splashing into the water. All of you, what would you guys like to do now?
Head
How long
back.
has it been?
Yeah.
It hasn't
Like,
been that long, but also, there's a relaxed tension and a more free flow of time, so we don't have to play out every second. If there's things you want to do throughout the night, if you're planning on staying, you understand that the residuum that you sort of need to continue is probably not is going to be getting here tomorrow at some point. So you have the evening to do anything that you wish, which we can sort of pass through.
I wanna head back and have a short rest and chill out until I feel it's time for me to go and get my new goggles.
Cool. And you can whip out that short rest, whatever you see fit. And the same for the rest of you guys if you'd like to rest for a little bit, wherever that may be.
Nice.
The sun begins to set. And as it does, the darkness seems to take over. There's barely any lights on the surface, just very faint ones that seem to light up the path. It's quite dark. But well, I wouldn't say it's quite dark because the majority of the light is coming from underneath. The water is seemingly glowing from these underwater bulbs or fish. You're not 100% too sure. These organic light sources that seem to just light it up like bioluminescence that radiates over and upward from the water underneath the boardwalks and everything. It's quite beautiful. And quite a bit of time has passed, all the relevant time, I would say, for all the things that you want to do. So,
Do I get my goggles or?
yep, easy enough. You go back and okay, now watch. 2 hands and open, close. 2 hands. 1 hand, and it's just going to wear and tear. That's not his voice, and it's just going to wear and tear.
Yeah, right. Flicks them up with both fingers.
Lovely.
Yeah, right. Perfect. Flips them
Dirty
back down.
business.
Shades on. Drags them out. Slaps them back on his forehead, and that's how. Nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will head back to ship, and I will fire up a meal for the night.
How yeah, roll me a cooking check,
I want
which
to
is
cast
gonna
guidance
be
on myself also before I do
which
it.
is you proficient in cooking for any reason?
Yes, I am.
Fuck yeah, then it's gonna be a dex check plus your proficiency bonus.
That's the worst one. Okay.
In the meantime, 14, you head back to the bubble, the market.
Yes, yes, yes. For 2 things. Like first, for to go back to those people for the brewing things that I asked, and
And
I'm
to
gonna
look
try
for
to
bloody.
bargain a bit, like for like some any potential ingredients, like for example the seaweed that they were cooking up themselves, if they have any extra, or if there's anything that could help me that I can also get with the katana.
Okay. You kind of bounce back up with the water, and you see them over there. They're sitting on the same mat, and the brewer's kit is like packed up. It's like it's pretty much made to be as small. There's a bit of like rope that is tying some things together for it, and there's a sack next to it ready to go. You kind of start to approach them as you see one of them, the guy you were talking to, has the katana out, and he's sort of like swinging it around, and he's
I would have
fucking
taken the
lovely.
katana with me.
Oh, true. He's got a stick and he's pretending to do like katana moves, and he's talking about his friends, like when he gets it, about how cool it's gonna be. You begin to get closer before you feel a hand on your shoulder grab the back of it.
I turned around.
Pulls you around, and you see sharp features, a little bit of darker skin, a shaved head, and this kind of wide, cheeky grin. As he goes, "Hey, Tin Man, how you doing?"
Is that Bloody?
It's bloody, yeah.
Hello, Bloody.
He goes for a fist bump.
Gives fucking brings out his hand for a handshake kind of thing. Fist bumps are a bit weird.
He kind of tries to fist bump different parts of it.
He does
Okay,
the
that was
cabbage.
weird. Yeah, exactly. This just happens, and he's just like, and then pulls away for a sec. Okay, that was sort of weird, but I get it. It's a whole thing. So here's the thing. I got it. I got some for you.
Fantastic. Let me talk to these guys real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay.
Oh, okay. Seemed urgent earlier today, but that's cool. I'll go chill over here. Kind of sits down.
He Faultin is gonna trot over to these guys to have the. I mean, it's already there, and just wants to get that out of the way.
Hey man, yo, I got
Yeah.
I got the kit for you.
So, is it just the brewing kit in there?
Currently, it's just a brewing kit in there, yeah.
Okay. You know what? He's actually so happy that he just saw Bloody. He's just gonna just give him the sword and just take the brewing kit straight up.
Yep, fair enough. And take it, and you just check the sword, and like, hey, thank you. What was your name, man?
Turns around and
Dude.
leaves. To meet up with Bloody
Anyway,
again.
bro, look at this. And they just start swinging around these guys. pretty young guys, but pretty happy with their trade, to be honest. Okay, you head back to Bladi, who's currently leaning up against the wall,
Mm-hmm.
sees you coming over, and goes, "Yo."
So you say you got the thing?
Yeah,
You have it
man.
here?
Yeah, I got it right here, bro. I got it on me. You got more of that? You got more of that black gold, though? You know, that was the trade.
Yeah, it was for one, right?
I mean, yeah, you know, you could always see how much you can get for two, though.
How much do you have?
Depends how much black gold you got, baby.
Are we doing this in the open right now?
Yeah, it's like in the open, but there's a lot of trade going on. You're not standing out. It's not like it's not like you're standing next to the dinner table when everyone else is eating. People are like trading back and forth. People are walking past. People are shouting. People are trading. It just looks like you're part of the hustle and bustle.
It's hiding in plain sight.
Hiding in plain sight, exactly. Like you're simply just trading. But since you asked that, I would like you to roll either a stealth or deception check to try and hide your agitation.
Okay. What deception or stealth?
Or stealth.
Probably stealth.
Mm-hmm.
That's an 11.
It's an 11. Bloody kind of keeps talking and kind of begins to look around and goes, "Yo, you give me some real nervous energy, man. Just let's tone it down, you know. Have a drink or something, man."
I can't drink.
Right, yeah, okay, that's why we're here. I get it. That's cool. I'll tell you what, for one black gold, I can give you this much. And it kind of pulls out a chunk of residuum. Pretty raw looking shit, but it's residuum. It's probably about a chunk about this big.
Could Fathin ascertain how many like hits he could get from that rock? 5.
But you know, if you got more black gold.
Yeah, give me 2, and I've got 2 gold.
Cool. Pull another rock about the same size, maybe a little bigger, but kind of hands it over. You do the trade.
Yes.
Cool. Tucks it in. Easy as that, man. Look at that. I mean, look, I guess if you're around, you stay around for a bit, or
We'll probably leave tomorrow.
okay, fair enough. I mean, is there anything else you want, bro?
No, I think I'm good for now.
I feel like a drug dealer, man. I feel like I'm inciting bad habits in your life, you know.
Fathin's just gonna look at him, and his eyes are kind of like he's so angsty. He just.
You okay though? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yes.
Cool. It's lovely to meet you, Tin Man. Goes for a handshake.
Gonna give him a fist bump.
He kind of chuckles a bit because you're actually pretty cool. Anyway, I'll catch you around, bro. And he just kind of hucks on, kind of steps on over before eventually lifting up a hand and waving to some other people down the way a little bit. But you now have 10 hits of residuum.
Ooh la la.
That's the good shit. And it's a bit different to some of the stuff you haven't seen. Like I said, it's a lot more raw. It's a lot more rough cut. But nonetheless, you get the sense, you know it's good.
Okay. Is Axel or Twix with me at the moment?
I don't know. Is Axel or Twigs with you? What are you guys up to?
I would
gonna
feel
mean.
like Puffin would not have done this with them. Like he would have gone on
Yeah.
by himself.
Okay,
Yeah, I
there
would
you
have
go.
been.
So
I
you
would have been like, I'm gonna go and check on bread, check on Cookie Monster.
so you're at the boat.
I go towards the boat, but I took the route just to see if Brit is still where we left her.
And about at this time, she's no longer there.
Yeah.
Um, but eventually you reach the ship, and you do see currently chatting with Anako is Brit,
Yeah.
while your friend Mr. Cookie or the Cookie Monster is actually currently asleep
Ah,
on the
cute.
middle of the deck of the ship,
Cute.
taking up a huge amount of fucking space.
It's cute.
Nothing too, not like, nothing too crazy in space wise, but it's pretty fucking big. Like, so there's just this the Cookie Monster is asleep on the ship.
Yeah. I'll go to Eneko and Brett.
Captain, good to see you.
Good to see you two guys. How we doing?
Brett kind of gives a nod and is like, "Hey, Axel. I mean, Captain."
Oh, Axel's fine.
Thanks. Because me and Brett's just talking, huh? It sounds like a pretty intense day for this little one. And she kind of giggles a bit. Yeah. But,
Yeah.
well, you've got a place to stay. And I'm not going to lie, it's not a bad place under the captain here.
Thank you. You're too kind, Neko.
Well, it's also only been a week, mate, so, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna get the residuum fuel in the morning when the delivery comes.
Fantastic. And then
Yeah.
we'll be off.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Off to Draconia.
It's a ways, but, we'll won't be too long, I don't think.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Well, exciting. Exciting. Brett's kind of like, I've never been to Draconia.
It's very big and very beautiful city. I mean, I grew up there.
She kind of laughs a bit and goes, I can tell.
Yeah. I didn't spend too much time in the town, but yeah.
Well, there's a lot going on in Draconia. It's a pretty fun city. If you know where to look, you can have a lot of fun.
All right. I'm gonna go into my room and meditate a little bit. Just knock if you need me.
Right, sounds good. I think your your fiery friend is cooking up dinner. It'll probably be ready soon.
Oh, that'd be good.
He's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, he's an angry little man.
He's funny for like I guess a few minutes, and then it just gets a fucking lot to deal with.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what the new crew's like. Hey, Brett, and Chikai kind of nudges her a little bit, and they go on to continue talking. Twigs, what was that cooking check?
22.
Ooh, what you making, bro?
I have no clue what's on the ship, but I know that Twigs is having a rampage in the kitchen right now. It's lively, it's fiery. He has made whatever the fuck he could find, and he is running around in there with Mordecai. He changed his shape. This is the thing about Mordecai, right? He has a battle form and he has a servant form. Because within the thing, I can change the shape. You know the little chicks from Spirited Away?
Yeah.
Quite genuinely, the picture that we have for our thing, that is the chick that's going around in the kitchen helping him out at the moment, cooking the food.
Fucking
And he's just
amazing.
yelling in there like, Mordecai, what the fuck is the sauce? Don't burn it! Don't burn it! Give me the salt! Give me the salt! This needs
Brings
more.
over the
Do I have any
salt.
vegetables? Do I have any vegetables? It's just a
There's actually
rampage in
one.
the kitchen.
There's actually one point where you go to add a little bit seasoning that was maybe a little bit extra, and Mordecai actually comes in and like kind of stops you from adding the extra.
Yeah.
And you realize that's maybe was it gonna overdo it as it
Fucking buying you too, but that's fucking true. They might not like the spice that I do. True. Let's
As-
keep it mellow. Let's keep it mellow.
I imagine Twigs is all about the fucking paprika,
Hell yeah.
eh?
Not only
Um,
bell peppers, it's habaneros.
hell yeah. There's chaos in this kitchen, but it's got such great flow.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, there's a lot of ingredients on the ship, enough to keep by. There's a bit of a restock coming up tomorrow, fingers crossed. But there's also a lot of local ingredients. Naturally, where you are, fish would be the most ideal thing to be chucking on the menu. But yeah, I would say with the 22, within reason, I guess you can
Sushi.
cook up kind of whatever you like. Sushi?
He's making sushi and pokeballs and shit like that. Using a
Sure.
lot of the seaweed to wrap things up. It's like a taco buffet, but sushi
Yeah.
style.
And that's like one of the seaweed and kelp is like you've seen they use it for so much. You know what I mean? It's like they're one of their go-to things. You've got a bit of rice on the ship, so you're deciding to kind of do this combination with the different seaweeds and kelps and underwater fauna with the rice seemingly as the base for most things. There's elements of fish that you manage to get up as well as different fruits and veggies that you kind of already had there. You're kind of charring those off. Yeah, there's this kind of like almost like a charred, a very like a cooked and like a barbecue sushi kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, exactly. He reaches for the smoked eel that he finds, and he's like, "Nah, that seems disrespectful," and he doesn't serve any eel during the dinner.
Nice. Good to know. But eventually the dinner is served. You guys kind of set up a bunch of the spare crates and things, not necessarily on the boat, but on the actual top of the tower. Things are kind of put together, and there's this big kind of crew dinner.
Quickly
As everything's kinda
before I
tucked
go
up.
to dinner,
Yeah.
while I'm meditating, I'm gonna touch my badge, use the scrying spell, and I'm gonna think about Thane.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, cool. Give me 2 6.
William doesn't even know who Thane is. This is as new for William as the viewers.
Yo. Oh my god. Nice.
Okay. I just need to check
Yeah.
the spell really quick.
Yeah, it's wisdom save, blah blah blah.
Yep. I just, sorry. Oh, no. Did I just do what I think I did? No, it's okay. I didn't. Sorry, you just bear with me
Yeah.
for a sec. Naturally,
You don't keep track of every spell in the book?
I don't keep track of every fucking NPC. Well, I do, but the ones that haven't made an appearance in 2.5 years.
That's pretty harsh, actually.
Yeah. I mean, he was a good boy.
He was.
Okay. You begin to meditate a little. We're whispering?
Yeah, we were whispering.
Okay. You begin to meditate. And as you do, you often hear ballads and different symphonies and new music that seems to kind of go through your head. You get this image of the familiar child in which you knew not that, only a couple months ago. You hear them humming a tune. The voice begins to slightly get deeper and deeper before the tune begins to change to a voice. When you hear the hum switch into words, the sound comes to you first as you hear, "Look, man, I will have your money, okay? Like I promise you. You just need to give me a little more time. You know these things don't happen overnight. All of a sudden, the images begin to pass through, and you see now quite a bit older, and apparently passing through because of well, you can sort of work out by the way the spell works on the same plane of existence is Thane. A little bit of like a scruff. He's kind of got like this goatee that hangs down that is sort of like plaited with a little bit of scruff that goes around. He's got this real fuzzy curly hair. And he's currently like wearing this sort of cloaked poncho that has these red and gold sort of silks that come around it, which you would recognize are the familiar and signature silks of Ashwalkers.
Ah, nice.
As you kind of see him there, a little tense in the face, but you can see he's trying to play it cool a little bit.
Yeah.
That cloak seems to it's almost like a poncho kind of cloak thing that seems to cover like most of his upper body, as his crossed arms are kind of out there. As he turns around and goes, "I told you, I will get it for you." Hey, okay. Yeah, man. 2 days. I got you. Same spot. All right.
Nice.
All right. And then he kind of brushes something off, and you can see him walking. You don't see a lot of the surrounding area, but it looks dark and gloomy. It seems to be seemingly not a lot of light. It's kind of hard. I mean, roll a perception check for me.
Oh, that's pretty bad. That's It's a 9.
He seems to be in a dark place. You can kind of see people rushing by. You kind of see him scratch his nose a little bit before he flicks the hood back up on his poncho and keeps kind of walking cross-headed and kind of crossed arms. You watch as he kind of like fist bumps someone on the way through before he just kind of keeps going. He seems to look around like a little dodgily for a second.
Yeah. Nice.
Before, yeah, the image kind of fades. You watch as the goatee seems to fall away, his face turns younger, and the Thane that you once remember was there before your presence comes back.
Nice. Nice.
Right.
That's what you get.
Nice.
What up, folks?
So dinner time.
So dinner time. And
I'm so
you go
curious
down.
about why you just said fuck.
Hey, I was ready to fucking blurt it out, but Axel wanted that whisper, so I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
I mean, makes
And the
sense. Fuck
spread
is not
is
even
there. The spread is there, guys. That beautiful char grilled seafood sushi based meal.
Sushi tacos, we call it.
Sushi tacos.
And
Nice.
Twigs will dress Mordecai. He will put a little tie on Mordecai, and Mordecai will walk out with the food and put everything out. And when he comes into the kitchen, Twigs will tell him to go out and present the food for them and tell them what the food is.
And takes your command. Some is carrying like 5 plates. Somehow is kind of walking out and drops them all down and everything before kind of getting up the center stand, and then kind of stands there. The flames roar up as he sort of catches attention.
And he points towards everything and starts barking about what it is.
100%. That even the wing sort of comes out of it and just sort of is explaining. Everyone's like, what the fuck?
Twigs walk out, slaps Mordecai in the back of the head. No, that's
Ugh.
grilled, not boiled. Grilled, right? That's smoked, not grilled, right? You need to learn the difference. And then Twigs goes and sits down.
And you do, and everyone begins to eat. And it's not long before a lot of people are like, "Whoa, what was your name again?" Like, damn, that's really good. Even Naoko's like, mate, I mean, you found your position on the boat, like, on the ship. Fuck, now I'm calling it a boat because of you.
It is boat.
But this is great.
I know.
Fuck yeah, you're fucking arrogant dick, eh? And he continues to eat all of this, eating the sushi tacos and the I don't know, sashimi empanadas. I don't know. The gyoza empanadas.
There's the weirdest with what's it called? The rice cookies cakes. You
Rice
have
cakes?
rice cakes. You have one of them in the bottom and one of them on top, and he has made a quesadilla out of it with squid.
Fucking fantastic. So rice cake quesadillas. Wow, this is
Every
fucking
mix of
amazing.
whatever, and Twigs will just sit there, pick and choose whatever he wants, and then once he fills his plate, he'll
Yeah, and you just fucking go.
yeah, exactly. Anytime
At the moment
anyone
where
points
Naoko's
anything
like-
out, he's like,
Yeah, exactly. We're just sort of inches. All the chairs gotta scrape away here a little bit, but it's fucking good. It's tasty as shit. 14, do you come back? Are you back there then for that
Nope.
occasion and that get together?
Nope, not at all.
Nope. So where are you, 14?
So after I got the residuum from Badi,
Yeah.
he he would have gone around the whole kind of town in
Mhm.
in a look for kind of a secluded place, but like with open terrain as well. Kind of like I don't know, like
Okay.
park or like abandoned house or like something like that.
It's abandoned, you're not too sure. Park, no. Everything, these are all boardwalks, right? They're very thin and it's very small, the surface area.
I don't know if I would have been on the surface, maybe even underwater.
Sure. You've got the entire ocean at your disposal.
Right.
It's very easy to just swim away a bit, and then the ocean begins to expand and expand until eventually you can see the glow of the the underwater city in the distance, but you are in open ocean underneath. There's different types of fish that swim by. You even notice like quite a fucking large fish, like sort of somewhere between 20 foot long, just is off in the distance, swimming through and dives a little deeper.
He's gonna just, I mean, he wouldn't get too far away from the city.
No.
Just
But enough to have your own space.
That's it, yeah. And oh fuck, I'm underwater, aren't I? It's gonna be a bit hard to do because I need to chop up the residuum in order to take a hit, don't I?
Do you have your cracker?
Yes, but it's a rock, right?
Yeah, true. You need to check a rock and a one hit size, and they currently have got 2 5-hit sizes.
Right. And doing that underwater is probably not a very good idea. So okay, maybe he would have gone to the surface to break the rock and then gone back.
And I'll say easy enough. Especially with there's a couple extra tools that you've acquired from your brewer's kit as well to help you, and you have done this before, and there's a sense of delicacy that you have with these items.
Mhm.
So nonetheless, you do find a spot up on the surface where you can crack them up into their portions.
Right. And is this spot like kind of isolated? Is there like no one around, I'm guessing?
The surface is relatively empty in comparison. I wouldn't say it's isolated because it's sort of on the boardwalks. You can kind of go around, find like a quieter house, like one of the built shacks that just seems empty, lights off, and head around the back of the sort of the deck that switches around it, and it seems pretty quiet and pretty isolated.
Cool.
Um,
Then
yeah,
I'll probably Falcon will probably stay there and so break
yeah,
up one of the rocks and yeah. Let me roll something here.
please
What
do.
would it be? Uh,
What are you
what
trying
would it
to?
is there would it be? It's usually been wisdom until now to see how bad I want to create like this,
Yeah,
right?
wisdom is a lot is your willpower. So wisdom
Okay.
save to see how strong your willpower is, how bad you want it.
Okay, my willpower is pretty high. Like I rolled an 18 for dirty 20.
For a
Uh,
dirty 20. So you're not
I'm not.
overrun by the addiction. At this point, it feels like a choice.
No, at this point, it wasn't like I. It's like I need one, but should I take two? Type of-
Sure, sure.
that's what the save was for.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna take a big, nice little chunky piece and put it in the cracker and inject.
And you watch as it crushes. It just turns to dust as you feel the warmth pass through you. It's not like warmth, it's like fucking fire, like fuel that just floods through your body. If you were looking down, you would see a little spark that edges out of this opening capsule as you feel the pulse rush through you. There's this power once again, the strength that goes through, like you're just fresh out of the birthing forge. You're instantly taken back to those moments of ecstasy that you didn't even realize you found during your times in the Order of Asylum at war, as you're at your peak of your physical ability, running through leaping buildings. Oh, it's a fucking fantastic feeling. Make another wisdom saving throw, I would say. Now that you're high, and now you can decide whether you need to take two, baby.
Natural 20.
Then you're pretty satisfied. It's been a while since you've had this, and it feels amazing.
Question:
Yes.
do I rage here?
Yes, that was exactly what I was just about to say. I don't know what you're going to continue and say, but just to cut it off, I would say the first time after a while and after having that break and not having that, you instantly rage.
Cool. Let me see what happens.
All of you watch as this green smoke begins to emanate from you, from out the cracks in your armor, as you rage.
Let me open up something here. See what happens. So as I rage, energy seems to pulsate from my chest, and a huge ray of light just shoots out from my chest, and in a 30 feet line in front of me. Whatever is in
Okay.
front of me has to get Constitution saving. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty empty around here.
It's pretty empty, but what is in front of you, yeah, probably, you say 30 feet?
Yep.
What is in front of you, within range, is actually the next shack over, the next house over.
Okay.
I make con save for the house. Cool. Doesn't do very well. There's this beam of light. It's like white with this greenish tinge. Passive perceptions, guys.
He
Axel and
takes
Twigs?
3 radiant damage.
Passive
Okay.
perception.
Yeah.
15.
19.
15. 19. With a 15 and a 19, actually,
I mean, you guys are
you
eating,
were
but
trying to be pretty like sort of secluded, right, 14?
yeah, I would have stayed on the surface, but like not been too
Yeah.
close to the ship.
I'll say roll me a stealth check really quick. Go back in time for kind of a stealth check for your hiding spot. You feel me?
Yeah, 18.
18. So Twigs, you're kind of up there and you're eating dinner and everybody's laughing and everything, and you just kind of catch at the corner of your eye just this, like a little, this flash of light. It's not big. It doesn't take over anything. It's just like in the corner of your eye. It's like something flash. You look over and there's nothing there anymore.
I just
Four.
stop. Mordecai. And Mordecai comes over with a little napkin, pats around my mouth, and then keeps on eating.
You just call Mordecai over and you just get him to pat around your
Yeah,
mouth.
exactly. Clean my mouth. And then I keep on eating.
Oh my god. Okay, cool, fantastic. 14, what you see is your vision just goes wide. It's like a pure as you rage, that sort of turns into this feeling of ecstasy. As it takes over all of you, as it goes white with a flash, you kind of come to a bit and you say 3 radiant damage.
Yes.
There's just you see smoking on the wall in front of you, this like black burn, this char mark that is just left on the wooden house in front of you.
He's gonna look down and see that this kind of like pulsating energy is still kind of there, at the ready.
Yeah.
And so technically, I can use this until my rage end. I can use this effect again on each turn as a bonus action, right? So he would like look at this and ponder and try to shoot it back out, like see if he can make that happen again.
And easy enough.
Are you fucking Iron Manning this shit?
Yeah, pretty much.
Seems like it, yes.
Once again, same spot.
Yes. I mean, but I haven't moved really.
Yeah. So it's really up to you how many times you would like to do it. You can essentially do it every 6 seconds.
I probably would do it a couple more times. I mean, the rage would end quite relatively quickly, I would think.
Yeah, rage lasts for... Your rage lasts for a minute,
until I'm
right?
not attacked to where I don't attack.
Okay, so once or twice it comes through before... No, I'm sorry, this isn't that... there's a little bit... It lasts a little bit longer, so you do kind of burst quite a few of them out. Twigs, you do see in the corner of your eye the flash kind of come back again a few times before eventually, after 20 seconds, 30 seconds or so, it sort of subsides. 14 feels amazing. You feel so strong, so powerful.
Yeah. And at this point, he is actually going to take Nostradar out at this point and just enjoy the feeling of having Nostradar in its hand and just having this fucking huge vibrations going through him.
And you can... This is like an intense fucking power trip. High on this shit, you're currently like smoking and raging. The center of your chest is still like got this kind of really green hot glow. You're not even sure where that's pulsing from. You can see the smoke coming out from the building in front of you. It feels like time is almost still. You can see the waves are in slow motion as you feel so quick and so fast. The sword is weightless in your hand, and yet it's massive. The little bit of light that you create reflects off of the large, thick red blade that extends out as you can feel it. The blade next to you, if you know what I mean. by your side, ready to support you, asking for your support back. Yeah. It's in contrast to how you were feeling, this is the other end of the scale.
And this is exactly how Falthin wanted to feel.
You feel like you take over the world right now.
Fucking hell. I'm gonna make
Conquer.
a big ass swing of the sword just in front of me on the pier. I had nothing in particular. Just
in front of you
slash the
at air.
Yeah.
Yeah, it swings. It's like perfectly weighted. It's light, light enough to throw around, but at the same time, you like can feel the weight. Like you can feel the heft behind it. You imagine if you would impact something, it would just deal some damage.
You said there was a house behind me, a shack.
Yeah, for sure.
He's gonna turn around and fucking slice at the shack.
Let's go. Roll to hit.
Oof, natural 18. So this is a great sword, correct?
Yes, it is. 2d6, but it
And
does have a bonus.
Right. Is it one or two-handed thing? 'Cause the modifiers will change for me depending if it's a one or two-handed, right?
You mean if you want to use dex or strength?
Yeah, because I think we agreed that if I use it one-handed, it's dex, and if I use it two-handed, it'll be strength.
It needs to be a finesse weapon. That was
Right.
like the katana
That was
and the
for the
axe.
katana. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right.
So
You're right.
if you're using a finesse weapon, technically a finesse weapon you can use two-handed and still use dex as well. But a greatsword is not a finesse weapon. It does not have a dexterity
Strength.
property. It is a cleaver. It is a claymore. You swing that motherfucker with strength. Yeah. So it is strength. I would say you can definitely while you're raging, as for theme, while you're raging, you can use it one-handed if you want, but it doesn't change anything. It'd just be for
So
flair
it's
purposes.
to hit. That's a 25.
Yeah, you hit. Definitely. You're more than welcome to roll some damage if you like.
Yeah, buddy. See how
Yeah,
bad
let's just see how it goes.
8 points of slashing.
8 points of slashing.
Yes.
It just cracks into the wood and slaps him before you just rip it out. Instantly, that first plank is just splintered halfway through. You can almost see the well, actually no. With 8 points damage, it's kind of like gone all the way through. You just like put your foot on it and kick it out. Yeah, it did some pretty good structural damage. Would you like to keep swinging?
Just for funsies, I'll do one more swing.
For sure. You can roll for it if you want.
Riding that power high.
Yeah.
I rolled a natural 1.
A natural 1?
Yeah. For a total of 8, if that makes a difference.
With a natural 1, you go and you swing, and you know it's a wall in front of you, right? Even if you miss, you hit, kind of thing. And as you do, you swing and you hit the exact same spot. It carves in even further, goes deeper as the wood splinters more and more. As all of a sudden there's a shock, a pulse that spreads through your body. The blade seems to flash red for a second. There's a moment where that power inside of you is stripped away and is almost held at ransom before you see like this instant sort of flash image. You see what looks to be in a very quick instant, what looks to be a human white, sort of white skin, a little bit tanned, has this sort of bit of stubble growing on, relatively handsome with a scar across his eye, short, kind of buzzed hair, and wearing this gold, there's sort of like black and gold plated armor across, as you hear a voice creep into your head that goes, Gaiden.
Oh la la. Wait.
You come back for a second and you catch your breath. You almost like sobered up for a moment, but you still feel the residuum pulsing through you. And you feel that same sort of requesting energy from Nostrada.
Can you repeat the name?
Of course. Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh yeah. The whispering time.
Mm-hmm. Always awkward sitting here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what it is. I'm
So,
just enjoying my fishy tacos.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Ah, la la la.
Ah. And to the question before, yes, Twigs will eat chicken if Mordecai has been a dick during the day. But if Mordecai has behaved and been a good boy, he will not eat chicken out of respect. But he's a bit of a hothead. He will do what suits him in the moment. Just to keep people on the edge, you know? What is Axel's preferred food?
Axel's preferred. I would say. I mean, he likes good, like, roasted vegetables.
Good roasted is he a vegetarian or does he just prefer roasted vegetables?
Roasted vegetables with a little bit of meat, 100%. But it's the taste in the roasted vegetables, like a typical tavern type of food.
Okay.
Well, this conversation sounds yum back here.
Yeah, we're having dinner conversations. That's what's up. Twigs
I
is
love it.
learning.
Oh, are you learning about draconic cuisine?
No, I'm just learning what Axel prefers as food.
Yeah. I'm just talking about like all the good types of food when I've been around in taverns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you've been around a lot of taverns.
Yeah.
A lot of roasted vegetables and buffalo wings. And
Oh,
Twigs gets a
yeah.
little bit offended
Oh.
because Mordecai has been a good boy today. But nah.
But I think Mordecai's wings are a little too hot and spicy for Axel. So
True.
Yeah.
Fourth thing. Sorry.
Yep. Fothin would, after that happens, he would not like go for a nod, like just nod to himself and put the sword back on his back and head towards the ship.
And the rage begins to subside at that point. Still pretty high, but the rage itself has subsided. And you head back towards the ship.
And he feels like $1,000,000, even though he's all beat up still.
Fuck yeah. And Axel and Twigs, you see 14 gets back and he looks like 25 cents. Jesus Christ.
he's just tripping in. He's like, ah!
Exactly. He's just going in.
He's got a little hop to on his feet, like that.
And it's a quick hop. like 14, you got back to the ship pretty quickly. You're not too sure how fast you're walking, but you
It's
got
like you're
back there pretty
flying.
fast. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you come back and there's a slight festive mood in the air. The dock is sort of lit up as the crew seemingly is chatting around. Some people are sort of playing with Mr. Cookie. Britt has also lit up a little bit while there's platters of food and chatter and stuff and drink and things. You see some of there's a few of the locals that are also there chatting away. It's quite a nice, it's a very like welcoming and nice atmosphere.
When 14 gets in, I'm just gonna grab him and be like, "All good, bro." Give him a little fist
Yeah.
bump, and
Who's
then
ready for ya?
Going
Come here.
wow.
and then I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, so when we get to Draconia, I I did a spell, and I think Thane might be there, actually."
His like 14's gonna look at Axel for a second, kind of like lost. Be like, he got out.
Apparently so. I saw him, and he looks a bit older, but it seems like he's working with the Ashwalkers.
Who are the
Was
Ashwalkers?
was Osindu there?
I didn't see Osinder. I just saw Thane.
Who's the Ashwalkers?
I look at Twigs and go, uh, old friends. They work in the under Draconia.
You're right. Isn't that the shady quarters?
I mean, they're not super shady, but they keep to themselves.
I mean, Axel, you would know that Nilliant, the city under Draconia, is a little shady. It's not all shady, but it's
Yeah,
definitely a good place to do some shady business.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
It's a little more wild, a little more untamed than Draconia on
yeah.
top.
But I'm also like talking them up. I'm like, they're good.
But also, I would have to say, uh, also, Axel, I would have to say, in your experience, I don't think you've been to Nilliant too much. When your time spent in Draconia
Yeah,
was as a prince.
yeah,
It wasn't you kind of got into the belly of things when you left Draconia and went to Euclora and stuff, and you
yeah.
kind of that. But while being there, you were the Prince of Draconia and not necessarily running into the shady areas, if you feel me.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright. Yeah,
Axel, weren't Ashwalkers were like the researchers or something of the various planes of existence? That's something that Osindu was talking about, no?
yeah.
Yeah,
We
Uh,
right.
met them in the
But
I
yeah,
like researchers.
Thane is he's a friend. He's a good guy.
Yeah, right. Sure, whatever.
You actually took his position on the ship. He was the cook before.
Yes, he was.
Mm.
Oh, good old times. I
Good.
love Thane.
Yeah, I love Thane as well.
Well, lads, I'm gonna head off to bed.
All right. Good night, Mordecai.
Yeah, good night, lads. Oh, where's my room, by the way?
You wanna sleep down with the other workers?
No.
I mean,
There ain't that many other rooms on the ship.
no.
There's the bunks, baby.
You wanna sleep on the?
Axel, are
Do
you,
you
are
wanna
you
sleep on the?
sleeping in the bunks?
No, I'm sleeping in the captain's hut.
14?
Yeah, quick question.
I'll
14, where do
probably-
you sleep?
I usually probably slept in the engine room because I don't need much sleep.
And you also don't necessarily need like too much comfort either.
Exactly. I just go into like a little like child resting pose kind of thing, but on yeah, just in a little bubble, like in a little sphere, and just sleep like that. Like I pack myself away in a little.
So, Twigs, you have two options. You have the the rope hammock on the left or the rope hammock on the right in the crew's quarters.
Do I have a storage room in the kitchen?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different cupboards and things. Yeah, you've got like a not necessarily a separate room, but there's storage corners, you know. There's
I'm a
like
small motherfucker. I'm thinking about like a smaller cabinet where I can fit just one hammock and just close the door around me.
you would have to remove a lot of storage and essentially put that out of the cabinet. It would just
Yeah,
be
I will put that in the middle of the kitchen. I don't give a shit if it's messy or not.
okay. And you know, there's some kind of crates and things that you can kind of take from the dock and to sort of give it some new storage. The kitchen's a little bit fucking clustered now, but I'll say, yeah, you can like tie up a little. It's a squeeze, and even for you, like you don't want to wake up in a hurry because you're gonna fucking smack your head. But yeah, fuck it for sure.
I'll do that. And I will
Cool.
grab 3 hammocks and I will put them on the floor. And just make myself like a little doggy bed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do one of those and curl up in a ball in my little storage unit.
Cool. So you put some hammocks on the floor to make a little bed in the cupboard,
Yeah,
and then you climb into the cupboard and close the door.
yeah.
Fantastic. 14, you go into a stasis resting mode in the engine room in close proximity to a large amount of residuum.
Previously, I think because of what just happened, 14 would probably go on to the crow's nest if there is one.
Okay. Yeah, of course there's one.
And then he would, like as high as he is, he'll just fucking climb or like run up the mast.
Easy. You. Not a problem.
And just ride the high from the crow's nest for a little while before heading to sleep.
Yeah. And it starts to tailor. I mean, it lasts like a fair while, but eventually you get to a point where, your stasis feels like a good timing based off when the sun's going to rise and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I still want to grab my 6 hours of sleep.
Sorry?
I still want to grab the 6 hours of sleep that I need.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. So you kind of take that into account. You're still quite focused when you're in this state. So you go to sleep at that relevant time. And Axel, is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'm going to my hut.
And you go into your captain's quarters.
Yeah,
it's
captain's
pretty
quarters.
nice.
Yeah, it's real
Yeah.
nice.
It's got the desk front. It's the captain quarters and it doubles up as like the meeting quarters, as a discussion room, as a sort of war room sort of thing. So it's got the desk with the map. During the day it's less of like your own private quarters and more of like the navigation room that an AICO uses. But in the evening it's yours.
And I just go to bed.
All right. Fantastic. So we will, as you guys all fall into your states of rest, you can all tick off your long rest.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Yeah, we love that. Finally, a long rest.
I've just been casually on 9 HP for the last
Oh, bro, you are in a
hours.
state. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Crackhead Warforged, eh? That's insane. And speaking of that 14, you actually wake up first. And all of a sudden you do find yourself for a second standing in an open expanse of darkness. There's nothing around you. Oh, sorry. I fucked that up. No, it's okay. I didn't. Sorry, excuse me. You sort of find yourself in this open expanse. There's nothing seemingly around you. There's no sound, no friends, just a heavy fog that seems to obscure your vision. You have no idea what's going on. It's a weird sensation. You don't feel high anymore. You feel present still, but almost like you're losing control or on the edge of losing control.
Axel. Twist.
Nothing. Your voice doesn't even carry. It's almost
Fuck
like
off.
it hits the. Fuck off. It's almost like it hits the fog and then is just swallowed.
Do I have anything on me? Do I have all my possessions?
You have nothing on you
It's
as you look
just
around.
me and myself. That's it. Nothing.
Hmm. And a light green glow that begins to carry through the fog. It seems to get brighter or closer. It's hard to say. It
I'll
calls for
take
you.
the martial kind of defensive position. Just
As you go into that defensive position, you notice that it feels like power. It feels like strength. It feels like life. It
the
feels like
light does.
residuum. Yeah, it feels like residuum.
He's gonna relax a little bit. Is it coming
As you
towards me?
Yeah, it seems to be getting bigger or closer. It feels like it's coming towards you, or you're going towards it, or it's growing. It's hard to say. Before you even have a chance to notice, all of the fog around you is now glowing with that same green from this one brighter source.
He's gonna take a deep breath and take a step forward towards this source.
And you get closer through the fog.
And
Do you
another,
continue to step forward?
yeah, slowly but surely.
As you do, it almost gets smaller, or I should say more precise. This green light gets clearer and clearer before it splits into two. And through the fog, you realize these are a pair of glowing green eyes with this static shiver attached to a beaten up warforged with mismatched arms and a heavily trophy covered poncho with an axe and a large sword in each hand.
So I'm looking at myself here.
The eyes go red. The smoke all around follows with this intense red glow before with speed, this creature, whatever is in front of you, charges you, striking with anger and pain. You feel it all pass through you as you wake up in the crow's nest. Seagulls cruising over as the day seems to greet you. And that's where we'll take a break.
Nice.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! Whoa, guys. Oh, that's right. We're on a stream.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
So,
Yeah, we're gonna be back in like, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes for the last little piece of this. So stick around and see you in a little bit. Go make a coffee or go make a tea or go do whatever you want. Ciao.
I will go
Oh.
take a coffee.
Well, yeah, that's our plan.
I want dreams too,
Just a bit.
Daddy.
Are we? Is that stream paused up?
it is in a little while. Be right
I
back.
mean, guys, TTTF. is a
Rudy.
collaboration, a communal spot for us friends to essentially share our expression and creativity to you guys. We've had so much fun playing D&D over these couple years that it just feels kind of right to share that with the rest of us. And ultimately, at the same time, we just get to play more. It's really cool.
Yeah, and get to share it with other people, other lovely people that are watching.
Yeah. So I hope you like it, because we do.
And we'll see you in a bit.
Ciao, ciao.
Stay fruity.
We're back.
Schmack.
Hello,
We're
hello.
back. What's up?
Tutti Fruities?
What's up, Tutti Fruities?
Cute.
I don't know. Yeah, we might have to workshop that.
Am I pushing it? I don't think
But
so.
for now, how are you doing, Tutti Fruities? We'll stick with it. We'll roll with it. Let us know what you think.
I like
Do you
that.
like being,
I like that. It's
do you
cute.
like being called a Tutti Fruity?
Our
I
little,
love being called
our little
Tutti
tutti fruities.
Oh, little Tutti Fruities? Little cute little Tutti Fruities?
Oh, yeah.
We're back. We're here. We're ready to carry on. We've had a little break. So I think we'll just kick back into it. After a nice, well-needed long rest, you all, excuse me, come back to consciousness as you wake. In your relative spots, some of you in cupboards, others in beautiful quarters, some in an instant, in a fright, at the top of a crow's nest. But the day is now yours. 14, you notice first, as you hear a couple of bells, ding, 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 going at the edge of the dock, as you can see coming in from the east, an eastward direction, what appears to be an airship approaching.
Do I recognize what's coming our way?
You recognize it as an airship.
I'm gonna lean from the crow's nest and yell out, "Ship incoming!"
I'll head out and be like, ooh.
All right. Scratches through the deck. There's a couple of crew already awake. Some of them are rubbing their eyes, while others are having coffee. Twigs, you hear. You're woken by what appears to be some banging above you. Above, obviously, you're in the cupboard, but it feels like there's some rustling and tapping out on the surface above you.
I will wake up, put on a little makeup. No, I want to do something quirky. I want to bring out my paint, and I want to paint all around me.
On the inside?
Yeah, on the inside of the cupboard.
Yeah, for sure. You can definitely make a finger painting check for me.
Thank you. What did we do that as? We made it as...
Sleight of hand with proficiency. Or dex with proficiency.
No, I saw wrong. Jesus, that was not good at all. I really thought it was a 19, and then I realized, no, it was a 6. The lighting really messed with me. So that is a total of 11.
11. It's sort of early morning, and it's the first thing you do. You kind of wake up, and you're like, yeah, let's paint this, and start, like, kind of rubbing around a bit. As you sort of come to a little more, you realize that you probably didn't put as much thought into it as you can, and there's a couple of, you sort of have just scribbled a little bit around you, but it's not bad. You've still got the general, the flows and the circles and things coming along.
Twigs was going for a psychedelic, and it's just a fucking color mess.
Yeah, it's maybe like a little too many colors.
Yeah.
That you've used. Might have to work on it a little bit more to kind of bring it back up to scratch, but it's a start.
And then he forgets about the paint on his finger, so he rubs his eyes, so his face is full of fucking paint. And then he goes out of the cupboard and grabs a cup of coffee and goes
And-
up to deck.
And you can smell the coffee being brewed, and as you open the cupboard, you hear as one of the crewmen, Jesus fuck! Ching, as you open up, as they're seemingly making up some coffee currently at the moment.
You alright?
What the fuck are you doing in there?
I was sleeping. That's my room.
What? There's hammocks in the quarters.
Do the head chefs look like he wants to sleep with every other cunt in here?
I don't know, man. It's too early for this shit.
Give me this
Sounds
coffee.
like-
Have you put any cinnamon into this coffee?
What? No, it's just coffee.
I need to teach you cunts how to make coffee too.
I mean,
Yeah, alright. We'll have a crash course later so you can make it, okay? Yeah, alright.
Okay.
Get me that coffee. He will sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon into it. And
Can you put some in mine?
Of course I can. Here you go, mate.
Kind of swirls it around. Takes a sip. Wow, that's fucking good.
Yes. It's right fucking good. Let's go up and see what the commotion is.
And you head up, and you're up on deck, and you can see the deckhands are starting to get themselves ready. For fuck's sake. There's also Mr. Cookie sitting on the deck currently. To be honest, still asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the snoring kind of prevails over the area, but Axel, you are awake as well.
I look at Twigs and I go, Twigs, why do you have paint all over your face?
That's when he realizes he sees the paint on his fingers. He sees the paint on the coffee cup and is like, oh shit, that means there's paint in my coffee.
Did you stir the cinnamon in with your finger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It tastes good at least. It's all natural.
Is
Shit
that
happens.
is that some kind of war paint? Is that a goblin thing?
Actually is.
Oh,
Not in this manner, but yeah. It is what's happening, what's going on.
I think it's our fuel come in.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
That means we can get out of here.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Fucking all good.
And Echo is up, comes over to you, Axel. Right. This has got to be a bit of us, huh?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Alright, so get the crew ready. Is there anything else we need to do, or are we heading straight off after this?
There's not much I need to do.
Yeah,
Twigs.
I'm all done here.
Twigs, 14. Good.
Nothing is in the crow's nest still, and he's actually like he took out the notebook, Glamaka's notebook, and wrote down kind of everything that he felt since
Experience.
yesterday. Yeah, experienced.
Cool.
I look at Britt. Britt, you ready to go?
Yeah, for sure. First, I mean, gonna need a bit of a rundown on this stuff, but should be ready.
Good. Look at all the crew members. I'm like, my lovely crew, you're ready to get out of here? Ready to go?
And you get a couple nods. Aye, Captain. All right. And they
Right.
start to sort of get the hustle. A couple of them finish their coffee up a little bit and kind of put the mug down. A few of them head off into the deck, ready to load in the shipments that's needed. You do see Taskia's there with some other deckhands currently coordinating them around as well. And Echo starts like, right, let's get the engine room ready for reinstallment when we get this residuum in.
Yep.
We'll probably have to fuse it with what's in there, but it should be easy enough. It starts to put tasks around, and eventually the ship comes landing in. It's a big ship, but you can definitely see it's sort of big and minimal crew. Not many weapons, a lot more of a cargo ship that seems to be coming in. You do notice that the blue skies that you had yesterday are slightly obscured to the east by what looks like some clouds, some overcast weather that seems to be rolling in. The west is still relatively blue, but it seems to block the sunrise a little bit. Regardless, the shipment starts to get loaded off. Taskia comes up to you, Axel, and goes, "Okay, we can help you load it on if you need."
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, right. Okay, and starts to task it out, and you guys are restocked with residuum on the ship.
Nice.
Sick.
And it's a bit of a process. It's about the better part of an hour or so to sort of get everything hooked up to sort of fuse the residuum in, or essentially put the residuum in the chamber tank in a manner that is going to, once it starts to activate and starts to pulse and starts to generate magic, that it's going to kind of fuse together, almost melt into a more solid bit of residuum once it's in use.
Nice.
But nonetheless, that is complete.
So, let's get going, shall we?
Aye, Captain, let's do it. All right.
I
To your
gotta,
stations!
I gotta start doing a little bit forward.
You're gonna start backing her up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah. And once everyone's in their positions, 14, you kick the engines into gear. They start to go from the stasis mode to full power. And you see, sending you off, Tuskia. Valora is not there, but Tuskia gives a wave as you pull away from the skydock and begin to head eastward over the ocean expanse of Ralva.
All right.
It's after you sort of starting to head in a general eastward direction. Just check out some tunes.
I look at Task and I go, "See ya, mate."
Saskia sort of like giggles a bit and gives a little wave, chuckles, maybe blushes a little. As you pull the ship off, and as you the city or the village of the Neowai begins to fade away into the distance as the darker overcast clouds begin to come closer, begin to reflect a more grey color off of the ocean below you. You sort of lock it in place in an eastward direction as an echo goes, right, kind of pulls out the map, or I should say probably takes you to the navigation room, Axel and anybody else who wants to come at this point, and goes, so the journey shouldn't be too much harder. We've got the fuel now, which is the main thing. That's going to help a lot for us to get us there. I'd say, kind of pulls up the map. And you see now the map is it's a pretty basic map of the Final Expanse of Salinger. But you can see whatever purpose it served before, maybe a little bit outdated as Inako has explained to you, but it is very much like a war map. It does depict the current territory controlled sort of by the main factions of this world, although it may be a little bit outdated as of maybe a couple weeks or a couple months. Not 100% sure. But I can give you, I guess, a little better idea of the current war map.
Oh my god, did we get an upgrade to our map?
You got an upgrade to your map.
Hello.
Oh,
And
that's
it's
so cool.
bear with me, guys. It's a work in progress. I whipped it together pretty quick, but this is, as I said, the war map, and hopefully soon you guys will be getting a detailed map of the world.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
But that is, as you probably remember it, it's identical to the one that I drew with a pen. But that, yeah, is the Final Expanse.
Mate, this is missing some color.
Mrs. Color, get your fucking dirty fingers away from the map. Now, I'd like to point out that, right, we're coming from here, or more like here. The village of the Neahi. In order to get to Draconia, we need to pass through the gates of Fusian. And I have to say, for all of you, none of you are familiar with the gates of Fusian. It's probably most surprising to you, Axel, because it seems like something new. Twigs, you never really dealt with maps, and nor have you 14 too much. Maybe not so much on this scale. I'll probably say we just head direct southeast, pass over Fentham, and then I guess the hard parts will probably be getting through the gates, but we shouldn't have too much trouble.
The gates of Fusion?
Right. So once the war started to become a bit of a threat, Draconia set up the gates of Fusian, following the similar tech that the Iron Haven seems to hold. They set up a small, essentially residuum-powered floating checkpoint in between the western and eastern expanse in order to guard that entryway, that terrain, to stop any unwanted visitors coming into the eastern expanse.
All right, fair enough.
So it's Draconian run, as you can see here, and as he sort of points out, which I'll point out now, the purple that you see is Draconian territory. That sort of orangey color that you see is the territory of the Order of Asylum, and the blue is the territory of the Ocris Kingdom. Maybe a little bit outdated.
Yeah.
And then there's white and yellow as well.
White is just unclaimed territory. The white is just it's just the wild essentially, or a territory that isn't necessarily claimed. And the yellow is what, as far as you know, what is sort of under the dominion of the Cove of Crosses.
Right.
Okay, cool. Nice. All right, so
If it's all right with you, Captain, I guess we follow that path and just fly over Fenton, head towards the gates, and I would say it might be a wee while, but we'll get to the gates in a couple of weeks or so.
yeah, sounds good.
All right, fantastic. So you guys continue to push on. The first sort of 2 days seem to go by. The first day goes by. Overcast weather begins to seep in as you kind of are passing over the open air and over the open sky. You've now the ocean below you. You've now passed the cascading waterfalls that seem to fall off to the edge and fall into the depths of the expanse, just creep further and further behind you as you continue your journey southeastward. The second day comes along. I don't know if there's anything you guys specifically would like to get done within this sort of, I'll say within this sort of first week of travel.
I would sit down and do my little druidic prayers and switch out a few of my spells.
Fantastic.
Seeing as I don't need my water things anymore.
And there's enough time, more than enough time to do that.
Fothin would write down with a lot of what's it called? Not dedication, it's discipline every day on Clamaka's notebook of any type of happenings in relations to the sword.
Yeah. And the sword itself over this time still has that same sort of power, that same sort of present, and seems very expecting, if you feel me. And it's quite present. You always kind of notice it, like you've got someone sitting next to you the whole time. It's an interesting sort of sensation.
Sure.
First sort of 5 days, the better part of a week seems to pass by. You notice as the weather seems to get progressively worse, it's not too bad before that sort of 5th day comes, and you can see there are more dark clouds on the horizon. You do notice in the distance, it's hard to make through, but an echo kind of points it out through the crowds, what looks like the coming of land that seems to have this kind of storm that's sort of centered around and over it. As you begin to get a little closer to Fentham Island ahead, the wind begins to pick up. The wind begins to sort of pick up a little bit more as the days begin to get a little bit darker. There's specks of rain that seem to come through, and Echo turns and goes, "Oh, I think we have a bit of a storm coming in, huh?"
Ah, how lovely.
It doesn't look too bad. I'd probably say it's just going to pass by like nothing. So we'll push through, we'll buckle in for it, and the crew should hold strong.
Yeah, I'll just go inform the crew, be like, heads up, might be a storm incoming, just so you guys know.
All right, Captain. Brett seems a little nervous as she's around and you sort of say, and she goes, okay.
It'll be alright.
Okay. And as the storm begins to approach, I would like someone to roll a d20 for me.
Oh god.
Captain?
Captain, my captain.
Captain it is.
What is Cookie doing, by the way? Mr. Cookie.
Cookie. Cookie is finding ways to keep busy and is getting, I'm bored. Meh. And is sort of getting restless being in the small thing. You do have to spend a lot of time kind of calming him. It's quite easy to amuse as well. So, there's always sort of like a crew member or two that's sort of delegated on babysitting duty.
Twigs will make some cookies for Cookie.
They're tiny.
I tried to make a little bit bigger when I realized that he barely gets any taste of them.
Okay, so they're like probably, he's not huge. Like, they're probably like this big. Depends how big you
it's
make
more
them.
like pie size
like this
I would
big.
make for him.
Yeah, so probably like this big, that's like a pie for him.
Mm.
As he kind of holds it out.
And like,
No, this is amazing.
and like like 1 hour every day for now, I've been like polymorphing just so he can like run around as a cat sometimes, fly around as a parrot.
And he fucking loves it. Every day. It's his favorite part. Extra, and turn me into something again.
I'm like, once a day, Mr. Cookie, once a day.
Okay. That's right. And obviously, the big part being able to see, and then also being able to move, being a different size, being more interactive, and being pretty much a playful child. It's the most fun that they can get. So definitely mark off 1 spell slot a day.
Yeah.
For when the days become relevant. But in the meantime, what's that D20 doing?
Yeah, what's a 5?
A 5. Okay. Um. So the storm. Okay. Sorry, guys. So as you begin to approach into this day, the storm seems to increase a little more dramatically, a little faster than you had anticipated. As the clouds seem to darken around you, its presence seems to grow more apparent. The crew prepare in slight fear and anticipation for the chaos that is to come, although everyone's sort of expecting it. The day has gotten relatively darker now. It's if you weren't aware of time, it would be impossible to tell what time of the day it is. These clouds begin to encompass you. Vision is cut off ever so slightly. Is there anything specific that you guys would like to do to prepare for this storm that is about to come?
Fothin would probably go around and make sure all the sails are maybe a bit loose so they don't rip, as
Cool,
well
cool,
as
cool, cool.
making sure that the engine room is not doesn't succumb to any too much pressure.
Cool. Okay. I will say we'll focus on your part in the engine room, and I'll just get probably an intelligence roll for this. Does anyone else want to do anything as well?
I mean,
I'll say you can add your proficiency though for thing.
I would probably be like, alright, I'm just gonna play like a really up pumping song. Just give them that bardic inspiration.
Yeah, cool, cool, cool.
It's gonna be like, we got this, boys and girls.
I'd say you can either make a performance check.
Yeah.
Or you can burn one of your bardic inspirations for like a sort of like an instant success.
Sure, I'll burn one of my bardic inspirations. It's an success.
Scratch that off as you sort of inspire everybody around. You start like everybody gets ready. You kind of start, kick off by getting people to stomp their feet. There's sort of this beat going to it as everybody gets into it, as they're chanting, as you kind of start to rip through the guitar. It's actually pretty epic. People are almost getting excited to conquer the storm now. 14, what did you roll?
21.
21. Okay. So you prepare accordingly. You make sure everything is intact and ready to go for fast maneuvers whenever they're needed, as well as also double checking all the seals are tight, so there's no risk of flooding within the engine room when the rain sort of comes on. You seem pretty on top of things. Twigs, is there anything you would like to do? I'm just gonna write it out.
Do we have any specific two people who are like, oh, these two are our best men on the ship that does managing sales and shit? Apart from 14, I'm pretty sure he's doing a good job.
You're looking for sort of like the hardest workers?
Yeah, the two most loyal bitches on the.
Yeah, you can see there's two of them there. I mean, you can sort of find the two that from the sort of 5 days of travel you've noticed are just kind of the most efficient and have had the most experience on airships before. You kind of start to pick that out.
Okay.
So you can find the first two. Anayako is definitely very experienced, and then there's some others. There's others of the crewmates as well.
I'm trying to pick out the two most loyal ones who doesn't have a ranking quite just yet.
Yeah, and you find two that are pretty loyal, always
Okay.
listening to Axel with kind of intrigue and loyalty.
So I will grab those two guys. I will draw fire from the egg on my chest, and up comes 2 bulls in my hands, and I will float them towards the 2 people, and I will cast Enhance ability with bull
Okay.
strength, so they have advantage on strength checks.
All right, epic. So these two, they start hoisting and moving around the sails when needed with incredible strength. They become so much more efficient. I'll say for casting a spell, that's main. That's excellent.
Perfect. And then I just
They
want to tie down, make sure that Cookie Monster is tightened and he won't fall off anywhere.
You would like to tie him up with some rope to the ship?
Yeah, just make sure he's fastened, like fasten his seatbelt, basically.
What is this for? It's so
Well,
windy.
it's windy. I don't want you to happen to roll anywhere. I'm just fastening you for the bumpy ride. All right.
Okay.
You get double cookies tomorrow if you're a good boy.
Oh, double cookies. I'm the Cookie Monster. Oh my god. He's super excited. Calms down a bit with the storm and everything. And as you guys continue to work through this, preparing as it seems to get a little more intense and a little more intense, it's sort of weird. Within a few seconds, the ship seems to grow darker, as if the sun was just pulled up an extra blanket of clouds over itself, or as if the storm heard you say something that made it a little more angry, or so. Or as if something big, something very big, just casts its shadow upon you.
Oh, nay.
Out of the clouds, above you, there's a claw of a large harpoon that comes rocketing down. The chain seems to follow behind it, bending and blending with the grey clouds as it crashes into the deck, hooking in place and pulling tight as you feel a jolt from that side of the ship as it seems to pull up tight and the ship slightly shifts to the side. Another harpoon splintering the surface of the ship on the other side, rocking it the other way. I would like everybody to make a deck save for me.
Oh god.
I should have cast buffing on myself. Dexterity saving throw?
13?
Okay.
15?
Okay.
18.
18. You all manage to hold your footing. As the ship is seemingly rocked one way and then rocked the other, as you kind of feel the pressure from the engines get pulled up as it's almost being carried. There's a third one shoots into the bow, right into the front of the ship, stabbing into it and hooking again, arching it up. You feel the pressure relieved from the engines as your ship is almost being carried by these large chains, these large harpoons that have splintered into the wood below you. Twigs, you notice first with your passive perception, as you see what looks like silhouettes of people starting to climb down these chains. You begin to make out the shape of the hull of a large airship. The glow of the thrusters start to break through the darkness of the clouds above you, as it begins to almost drag you higher. You feel essentially the power of your ship begin to falter to this opposing power. What would you
Puffin
guys
would like to
do?
run to the engine room and turn down the engine so that it's at kind of not turn it off, but like using the least amount of energy possible.
Okay, so you kind of stop the resistance to cause any additional damage to the ship. So
Pretty much, yes.
and you feel it almost rocks with the wind as you do that. Excellent, Twigs. You kind of feel that. You grab your footing still as you feel the white whisper hanging from these harpoons.
How big are these harpoons? Like, size-wise? Like, are they medium objects, large, or huge?
I would say each harpoon is probably about, like, from width to width.
Yeah.
It's probably about, I don't know, a good 5 feet.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it's a huge motherfucking harpoon.
Wait, in
And
width,
with these,
you said? Not in length?
yeah. It's probably like 4 to 5 feet in width. It's a pretty big
Holy.
harpoon that is that is smashed through the deck of the ship and then hooked tight with these gigantic chains that would work as a perfect ladder for some that seem to continue up into the silhouetted ship where you can just see these green glow of the arcane thrusters at the bottom of it. I would say yes.
Like the thing that's tiny, are they metal chains?
Yes.
Okay,
Uh,
carry on.
So I would guess they're medium
medium?
objects. I would say. Yeah. I don't have an.
Guys, we have
Yeah.
a problem. What do we do? It's not good.
So, I want to cast animate objects on those 3 harpoons.
Oh, fantastic! God damn it! Amazing.
Turn on the doctors!
The harpoons are alive!
Not again. Okay. And this just happens to these objects, yeah.
Yeah, so I think so. Objects come to life at your command. Choose up to 10 non-magical objects within range that are not worn or carried. Medium targets counts as 2, large counts as 4, huge counts as 8 objects.
I need to check the size guide for objects. I've actually got it here on my DM screen. Hold up. Because I'm currently going off of. I realize I just went off of
Creature size.
yeah, creature, which now that you're saying that definitely does not sound right. This is setting. I would say because of the weight of these. Because of the weight of these, it would be large.
Yeah,
I think that doesn't matter. I think you can still hit them all, can't you?
I think so. I can only make 2, but that's fine.
Okay. I'd say because of the weight of these are
Yeah.
medium, because medium objects seem to be, I've got an example here which is telling me barrels and chandeliers, and these things are a lot lighter than these harpoons, which are essentially these metal hooks. These things are big, heavy objects.
Fuck it, you do that. I'll cast Flame Strike on the last one and see if I can melt the fucking chains.
Okay.
Fucking
Okay,
gonna
so
take out Nostradar
Not Clomaka.
and just wait. It's gonna take out Nostradar and just be at the ready to take on any enemies that might jump in.
all right, so we're ready in action. That means you come back up from the engine room, 14?
Yeah, I mean, I would have just run down, switch it down so it's just like at standstill, and then come back up.
All right, fantastic. Twigs, is that a roll to hit?
That is a dexterity saving throw for a metal chain.
I feel like a metal chain is not going to do very well for a dexterity save. I mean, no, it doesn't beat it. Axel, what are you animating 2 of them, and which 2?
The one in the middle and the one to the right.
Okay, right and middle. Perfect. So that was the first and the third one that hit. And what would you like to animate them to be? Just like walking
Yeah,
hooks, or well?
they're just like working harpoons,
Okay.
basically.
Okay, cool. And as do you get to command them as soon as you cast a spell, or do you
Uh,
cast a spell and command them next turn?
as a bonus action, you can mentally command any creature you made with this spell. Yeah.
All right. What would you like to command them to do?
So I'm gonna command them to get the last harpoon up. Try and get it up.
Okay. Okay. Twigs damage.
So that is going to be 17 fire damage. And another 8 radiant fire.
Okay, 8 radiance, 17 fire.
This is an
Okay.
40 cylinder cone above the ship. I'm not
Yeah,
trying to
avoid
hit
the
the ship.
wood of the ship. You're
Exactly.
trying to hit the mid-chain kind of thing.
Exactly. Pretty essential.
Okay. The other ones quickly begin to climb out. You watch as the hooks, which are like this, almost bend downwards and then start like crawling like legs. Almost like slightly splintering the wood as it hits it. Not doing too much damage though. As they are beginning to approach the third one, which now has this the stream of fire that seems to hit the mid-chain. As they begin to reach over, you notice as the ship above begins to slightly veer off to the left, slowing its pace with you as well to sort of match, which has now become quite a slow, stagnant pace through the rushing wind and rain that seems to be attracted into the storm. There's a different glow that seems to grab your attention as well. The glow of fire. Twigs, you notice it because it's not yours. It's what looks like the light of a small torch that seems to start flying down to you, maintaining the sort of speed and descent it needs to keep up with the now relatively slow-moving airships. Attached to that torch is a darkened creature adorned with 2 wings that seems to relax its descent. You hear a voice that seems to kick up over the storm. Any of y'all feel like being heroes? Because we don't fuck with heroes. You notice coming from these creatures that seem to be, or people or creatures or whatever seem to be climbing down the chains, these small objects start hitting the deck of the ship, and shattering on impacts. Not all of them, but some of them. It's about this time that you realize that amongst the walking harpoons, it is raining skulls that seem to just be hitting the deck and crashing upon them. As you see these descending people throwing them. This winged creature with a torch in one hand descends down these black and red feathered, greasy, oily wings of this bird folk with a long featherless neck and a head, this prolonged beak and an unnatural tongue that seems to hang out of the side of it. It's kind of disgusting. It's kind of tattered. Patchy feathers are being made worse by all the wind that's around as well that seem to blow them off. It seems to add a sense of, well, the sporadic patches and the blowing feathers of grey and red seem to add this sense of chaos, the sense of insanity to this vulture-like person who's speaking to all of you with this torch in one hand and what looks like a mini cannon in the other. And we'll pick up on that next session.